All right. So hi everyone. This is Junhao. So I'm gonna go through the Negeri 9 trial paper today. So this is the Matematik for Kertas 1, Negeri 9. Right? Negeri 9. So let's skip the formula. Okay. Actually, a few of you requested me to make one video for Negeri 9. Right? So I will be discussing this paper today lah. All right. If you look at here, they got actually give you this. What do we call this? This is for the income tax, right? It's for the cukai pendapatan, right? So I'm sure later there will be a table, there will be a income tax question later. And also there's this, what do we call this? This is the motor insurance one. This is the motor insurance. Yeah, motor insurance. We will use this table to calculate the basic premium, right? So yeah. Okay, so the question one starts here. Okay. Okay, let's start. Diagram one shows a cube. So cube, you should know all sides. Kena sama panjang lah, all same length. All right, same length, same length, same length. Okay. All right. Given that the volume of cube is 729, calculate the area in cm squared, the net of the cube in standard form. So what does it mean by area the net? Area of net. So diberi bahagian isi padu 729, hitung luas dalam cm cube bentangan kubus itu dalam bentuk piawai. Okay, I think the bentangan here means you will open the cube. You bentangkan. So what happens when you open the cube? When you open up the cube, it will look like this, right? So I'm sure what they want you to find is the surface area. When they say area of net of cube, I think what it means is you bukakan the cube and you find the area of all these surface add together, right? Or in other words, you are finding the surface area of the cube. Yeah, you're finding all the total surface area of the cube. But if you want to find the total surface area of cube, you first need to have the side of the cube. You need to know the length of this to be able to find the surface. So how to find the length? Use this volume information. So we all know volume is 729, right? Okay, volume formula is length times width times height. Panjang darab lebar darab tinggi. So we don't know the length, we can call it x, but since it's a cube, so they all should be same. So it will be x times x times x, which is x power 3 equals to 729. So what is x now? We just press calculator. Okay, let me press. So cube root 729. Okay, my calculator give me 9, right? But you should know that this is in meter. Okay, this is 9 meter because the 729 is in meter cube. So your x will come out in 9 meter also. So now I know all my panjang here is 9, 9, 9, all 9. So now I want to find area of cube, of the net of cube. So what I do is find the total surface area, right? So I just write TSA. TSA stands for total surface area, means the luas permukaan. So how do we do it? So we will take 9 times 9, okay, which is area for one surface, and then times 6, because there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surface. All right, it means 9 times 9 is the area for one surface, and then times 6. Okay, so if you press this, we should be able to get the answer. So let's press 81 times 6. Okay, my calculator give me 486, right? 486. But you need to know the unit of this. Just now the x is 9 meter. So when I take 9 meter times 9 meter times 6, I'll get in meter square also. So this is in meter square, but they want in cm square. All right, they want in cm square. Okay, 1 meter is equal to how many cm? 100 cm, right? So can you tell me 1 meter square is equals to how many cm? Okay, a lot of you will tell me 100 cm square, but this is wrong. Okay, if you do it like this is wrong. This is a common misconception. Students always thought it's like this, but this is wrong. This is salah, right? This one is correct. This one is correct, but the down one is wrong. Okay. I think in my Kelantan paper 2, yeah, Kelantan paper 2 videos, question number 3, I still remember Kelantan paper 1, question 3, they also got asked this, like how to convert meter square to cm square. So you have to be very careful here. So this is wrong. 1 meter is not 100 cm square. If you want to convert meter square, it's actually 10,000. It's actually 4 zeros, right? It's actually 4 zeros like this. This is the correct one. Okay, this is the correct one. Let me explain. 1 meter square is actually 1 meter times 1 meter. So it's actually 100 cm times 100 cm, which is equivalent to 10,000 cm square. So the 1 meter square, when you convert to cm square, you have to times 10,000. Okay, bukan times 100. That is why if you want to convert this to cm square, you have to times 10,000. So it'll be 486 and then you have to add 4 zeros because you times 10,000. You understand? So this is in cm square. But if you look at the question, if you look at the answer here, no answer, right? Because they already convert to standard form. So how do we convert to standard form? Okay, standard form has to look like this: a times 10 power n. But the a value in front of the decimal point can only have 1 digit. So now if you look at this number, the decimal point is duduk dekat sini. If there's no decimal point, means the decimal point duduk belakang here. So what you have to do is you have to move your decimal point so that it's here. Because when the decimal point is here, in front of the decimal, there's only 1 digit. So you have to move to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it becomes 4.86 times 10 power positive 6. When you're moving to the left, your power will be plus. When you're moving to the right, the power have to minus. That's why you have to, that is 10 power 6 because you're moving to the left, right? So the answer should be B. Okay, I hope none of you go and circle A, because yeah, most students will think it's A because they thought like, oh, I have to divide 100, right? Because I told you already, right? Because you cannot from meter square is to cm square is 1 meter square is actually 10,000. Is this one is wrong, right? So you just remember that, right? Okay, let's continue. Number 2, express this one as a single fraction in its simplest form. Okay, first of all, n minus 4, I don't think I can do anything because it's already like nothing to be simplified here. N plus 1 also, you cannot simplify this further. Okay, this divide, I think I can change to times, right? But when you change to times, it will become m square minus 1 and then over m square minus 3m minus 4. But I saw that this one I can actually simplify. I can factorize, right? How do we factorize this? Let's write it down. M minus 4 over m plus 1. This one cannot simplify. M square minus 1, you can change the 1 to 1 square. 1 square is what? 1 square is also 1, right? But why I change the 1 to 1 square? Because so that I can factorize. Once I change the 1 to 1 square, I can write like this: m1, 1 plus, 1 minus. Okay, or you want to write minus dulu or plus, minus dulu pun boleh. Okay, as long as it's 1 minus 1 plus, then it's correct already. Okay, so this is how we factorize, all right? And then what about this one, m square minus 3m minus 4? You can also factorize. All right, you will end up with m 4, 1 minus plus. Okay, of course, if you're not sure, you can use your calculator to help you. How you press your calculator? You have to press the menu A, polynomial degree. The A have you press 1, the B is -3, the C is -4. So the calculator give me 4 and -1. Yeah, the calculator give me 4 and -1. But of course, this one you have to reverse balik, so it becomes m minus 4, m plus 1. That is why here I write m minus 4, m plus 1. Okay, so I will erase this. Okay, after we reach here, now we can potong. But you have to potong atas dengan bawah, right? So m plus 1 and m plus 1 can cut, m minus 4 and m minus 4 can cut. So this is the answer, right? So A, B, C, D. Okay, let's continue. Number 3. Given that square root this equals to R, express P in terms of Q and R. So if I want to find P, what I should do? Let's see. First, I have to pindah square root. After I pindah square root, I have to hilangkan the fraction, right? And then I pindah to find P lah. So this is my plan now. If I want to find P, means I have to make P single. But how do I make P single? Okay, the first thing first is the square root. I can move to the move to the other side. So it will be 3 plus P, P plus Q. The square root, when you move to the other side, it becomes square, right? And now got fraction. So how do we get rid of the fraction? We just move the whole thing, P plus Q, move up here. When you move it up, it becomes times. So it becomes 3 plus P equals to R square times P, R square times Q. So it will be P R square, or you can write R square P and then plus R square Q. All right. But since we want to find P, we have to pindah yang ada P on one side, yang tak ada P on the other side. I repeat one more time. If you want to find P, you have to letak yang ada P on one side, yang tak ada P on the other side. It means yang ada P on this one side. So this one ada P, this one ada P, they have to be on the same side. So the plus P R square, I'll move it here, become minus P R square. And then yang tak ada P, I put it on the other side. So R square Q, I will leave it here. And then the 3, dia tak ada P, I move it. So it becomes minus 3 here, right? And then we can continue here. Since this one and P, they both have P, we can factorize. Because if you want to find P, means you have to make the P single. So what I do is I will factorize out the P. What is factorize? Factorize means you take this one, divide P, you take this one, divide P. So what is P divide P? 1. What is negative P R square divide P? Negative R square. Right? So when you take out the P, means you have to divide. You have to divide. Okay, take out means divide, equals to R square Q minus 3. And now I think you get your answer already. P is equals to what? r square q minus 3. And since you take out already, means it becomes a times relation here. When you move it over, it becomes divide. So this is your final answer. So let's go and check A, B, C, D. I think it's A, right? R square q minus 3 over 1 minus r square. This one cannot, no square. This one also not correct. Not, yeah, so the answer is A. Okay, number 4. Mumtaz has a piece of carpet in the shape of a regular polygon. This word is very important. You will see it a lot in the exam. Regular polygon means all the sides same, how to say, let's say it's a pentagon. Okay, this question they never say what shape, but let's just assume it's a pentagon. If it's a pentagon and they mention it's a regular pentagon, what it means is all 5 sides sama panjang. And if all 5 sides same length, what about the angle? The interior angle also will be same size, all right? If they got mentioned regular, all right? So let me draw one shape like this. So this is a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a pentagon. Okay, but this is not a regular pentagon. It's a irregular pentagon because all sides tak sama panjang, right? It means all the sides tak sama panjang, all the interior angle also tak sama. But if all sides sama, then all the angle will be sama. Okay, we read first. Mustaz has a piece of carpet. So carpet is usually rectangle, right? Okay, and then they say the size of the interior angle of the carpet is 7/2 of the size of the exterior angle. Find the number of sides of carpet. So we cannot assume that the carpet is rectangle. Even though most carpets are rectangular shape, we actually don't know the number of sides of the carpet now. Maybe it's a carpet yang macam ni, right? So who knows? So how do we calculate it? So first of all, the size of interior angle is 7/2 of the size of exterior angle. Okay, just now I draw a pentagon for you, right? So interior angle is this angle. You see, the one I labeled, this is the interior angle. Then what about exterior angle? Exterior angle, you have to extend the line. You have to extend the line, extend the line, extend the line, extend the line, extend the line. Can you see the red color angle? All these red color angle, we call it exterior angle. Now I want to ask you one question. What happens if you take interior angle plus with exterior angle? Interior plus exterior, what you will get when you take interior and exterior plus together? You will get 180, right? So if they say the size of interior angle is 7/2 of the size of exterior, means what? 7/2x plus x equals 180. Okay, I'm not sure if you understand or not, so I will explain more. Since the sum of interior and exterior will be 180, that means, because now I don't know my size of interior, right? So it means I will just call it x. Okay, the interior, I'll just call it x. But then they say the size of interior angle of the carpet is 7/2 of the size of exterior. So I think I should put it in reverse. Means I have to put x as the exterior. It means x will be my exterior angle, and then my interior angle will be 7/2x. Because they say the size of interior is 7/2 of the size like that. That's why when you add both, you will get 180. Now you can find your x, but of course your x is not the answer, but let's calculate it first. Okay, 7/2 plus 1. 7/2 plus 1 means 7/2 plus 2/2, which is 9/2x equals 180. Okay, you can just press 7/2 plus 1, and then you can get your x. Divide 2 become times 2, times 9 become divide 9. All right, I think this one you can cut, you will left with 20 times 2, which is 40. Right, now x is the 40, right? But this is not the answer. This 40 is just the reference angle. Not reference, sorry. What exterior angle, sorry. This one is just the exterior angle. And do you know there is a formula to calculate number of sides, which is by taking 360 divide with the exterior angle 40. So you end up with 9. So actually the answer is C. All right. It means this carpet is actually a nonagon. If the carpet have 9 sides, we call it nonagon. Okay, let me explain a bit why I do it like this, why I take 360 divide 4. Okay, there is one rule you have to hafal. Sum of all exterior angle will always be 360. Doesn't matter how many sides. Okay, you can just imagine it like this. All the red color angle, what happens if you rotate this? If you spin this very fast, all this red angle will eventually form a circle. Right? Doesn't matter how many sides, 5 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides. It doesn't matter. All the exterior angle add together will always be 360. Exterior, not interior, exterior. That is why if we know one exterior angle is 40, right? And we want to know how many sides, how many exterior angle, we just take 360 divide 40. So after we get 9, right? It means this regular polygon have 9 exterior angle. And if it has 9 exterior angle, means it have 9 sides, right? Because if you have 5 sides, you will have 5 interior angle, 5 exterior angle. But if you have 9 exterior angle, then automatically you will have 9 interior angle and 9 sides. That's why the answer is C. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, number 5. In diagram 2 below, PQR is a straight line. Okay, so I think I can find here straight away. Let's go and find it. 180 minus 153, you will get 27. Okay, and then they say line ST is parallel to QR. So ST and QR parallel. And then they say find value of X. So how do we do this? Let's see. Okay, yeah, very easy. I think what I will do now is I will add a line. Okay, I will add one line here. So let me just add a line here. Okay, let me explain why I add one line. I will make sure this line is parallel with this and this also. Okay, because when I add a line, I can see the C shape. All right, do you remember this? Z, F, U, C. If Z, it means two parallel, it means this angle and this angle will be same. If F means what? If F, it has to be parallel, this angle and this angle same, right? If U, the angle here and the angle here inside add together, and when you plus, it equals to 180. Same with the C. If this one parallel, the angle here inside plus together is 180. Okay, so these are all the rules I will apply into this question, right? So is it true that 180 minus 53 is 27? Yes. Okay, yeah, correct. Okay, now how can I find X? Since this is 27, you can see a C shape here. Okay, let me highlight it for you. So can you see this, right? So can we apply this rule? It means, can I find the angle from here to here? Can, right? 180 minus 27, which is 153. But of course, this is not the answer because X is actually here plus here. So how do we get the here? How do we get here? 180 minus 42 lah. Because you saw the C shape, right? So we will apply the same rule again. Next time use blue color. You see, okay, sorry. So where is it? Okay, wait. Okay, so we will apply it. It will look like this, right? So you can see this angle and this angle plus together will be 180, right? So what is 180 minus 42? We press quickly. Okay, my calculator give me 138, right? 138. So I think the answer is very obvious. How to find X? X is from here to here. So it will be 138 plus 153. So the answer is 291. Okay, I want to mention another method. You can also do it like this. You can also draw the line here and then find here and then find here. Okay, but how to find here? You take 180 minus here to get here, and then okay, this will be 42 because it's a Z shape, right? And then how to get here? 180 minus this, and then you take 360 minus this, and then you will also get the same answer. So you can also do it like this. So make sure you remember how to use the ZFUC lah, right? So that's how you do it. Okay, keep going. Number 6, simplify this. Okay, how do we simplify? Okay, first of all, if they got put bracket power 1 over 4, means everything inside the bracket has power 1 over 4. So first we will do 16 power 1 over 4. You can use calculator and you will get 2, right? Just press 16 power 1 over 4. But what is y power 8 power 1 over 4? 16 power 1 over 4 is 2, but what is y power 8 or power 1 over 4? So the y power 8 also has the power 1 over 4. So it will become y power. Okay, this power, if the power is side by side like this, you have to times. You have to take the power times. It means it will become 8 divided 4, end up with 2. So now you use y power 2 times with y power negative 3, right? Okay, now what we do is 2 over y power 2. This is power negative. Power negative, you can make it into power positive. But you have to, because now the y duduk atas, right? So what you can do is you can make it duduk bawah. But when you duduk bawah, the base is stay the same. Just the power have to change sign. So it will be like this. And then nothing on top, you have to write 1. So I repeat one more time. Y power negative 3. You can become 1 over y power 3. Okay, so if I give you 2 power negative 6, you can move the 2 power negative 6 ke bawah. But when you move bawah, what will happen? The base will stay the same. It's just that the power will cut under, and then nothing on top is 1 like that, right? But what if it duduk bawah? What if it's like this? 1 over 3 power negative 6. Yeah, you can move atas also. But when you move atas, the base stay the same. It's still 3, just the power will cut under. Yeah, so like this. Right? Okay, so after we reach here, we can take atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah, and then we will get our answer. Atas darab atas, 2 times 1 is 2. What is y power 2 times y power 3? Okay, some of you might tell me y power 6, but it's wrong. It should be y power 5. Because when we have two number with same base, and then if you want to times them, the power we have to plus. So y power 2 times y power 3 is actually y power 2 plus 3. Not 2 times 3. Okay, like this, then only be times. If the power side by side, only be times. But if it's like this, two same number, two numbers, same base, the power we have to plus, right? If like this, then only we get y power 6. If like this, side by side. But if it's like this, y power 2 times y power 3, the correct way is to plus the power. So the answer is A, right? Let's go. Number 7. In diagram set 3 below, JKLM is a straight line. So the angle here is 180. The total angle here is 180. Given that cos x is 1 over square root 5, let's write it down. So the cos formula, this is obviously trigo question, right? So cos formula is ka, adjacent over hypotenuse, because so ka to, right? So cos is ka. So this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. Okay, so let's go to the x. Let's go and find x. Where is x? All right, whenever I do trigo question, I always tell student, check whether your angle is inside the right angle triangle or outside. If it's inside, you can straight away determine your opposite hypotenuse adjacent. But if it's outside, it means if it's quadrant 2, it means, okay, if your angle is outside the right angle triangle, it means it's either quadrant 2 angle or quadrant 3 angle or quadrant 4 angle. If it's quadrant 2 angle, you take 180 minus, get the angle inside the right angle. If it's quadrant 3, you minus 180 to get the angle inside. If it's quadrant 4, you take 360 minus. All right, let me draw it out. If your angle is outside the right angle triangle, it means it's either quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. So what you do is take 180 minus the angle outside, then you will get the angle in quadrant 1, which is inside the right angle. If it's quadrant 3, you minus 180. And then if it's quadrant 4, you 360 minus to get the angle, to get the quadrant 1 angle. Okay, because only angle quadrant 1 can fit inside the right angle triangle. Okay, because the total angle for a triangle is 180. So this angle cannot be more than 90 because this angle is already 90 degree, right? So 90 plus 90, then only you can cukup 180. So this angle, these two angles have to add up to 90 so that the whole angle is 180 degree. That is why this angle cannot be more than 90. That is why angle that is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, they will not be inside, they will be outside the right angle. That's why you have to convert by using this. If it's quadrant 2, you convert like this lah. Quadrant 3, convert like this. Quadrant 4, convert like this. And after you convert, you will get the value. Then you have to consider quadrant, add sugar to coffee, and then see whether you have to add negative or not, right? But if you look at this x, it's already inside the right angle. So we don't have any issue. We can straight away determine our opposite. Okay, sudut depan, okay, the depan angle punya line, that is the opposite, and then depan 90, that's the hypotenuse, and then the remaining, that's the adjacent, right? So what is the adjacent? 1. So I think I can erase this and just write 1. Okay, and then the hypotenuse is square root 5, so just erase this and write square root 5, right? And then the opposite, even though they never asked me to find, but I'll still find it anyway. So how to find? You use Pythagoras theorem. So Lm is equals to square root bracket square bracket square. So we use Pythagoras theorem. How do we find Lm? We will take the longest side in the triangle, which is square root 5, and then minus the 1 square. Okay, remember when we are finding, when we are not finding the hypotenuse, when we are not finding the longest side, we will always minus. But when we are finding hypotenuse, then we will plus. All right. So Lm is not the longest side in the triangle. Longest side is the one, the square root 5. That's why we do it like this. Okay, what is square root 5 square? You can actually cut the square root and the square, you will left with 5. And then what is 1 square? It's just 1. And then square root it. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Square root 4 is 2. So Lm is actually 2 cm. Okay. Okay, now we see what else they say. Lm ratio KL is 1:2. So Lm ratio is 1. So I have to write 1 and bulatkan because it's ratio. And then KL is 2. So KL, I have to write 2 and then bulatkan. Okay, because it's ratio. Ratio means it's not the actual length. It's just the it's a fraction. It's like a fraction. All right. So can you tell me if this one is ratio 1, what is the actual length? 2 cm. So ratio nak jadi length, 1 have to become 2. I have to times 2, right? So if this is ratio 2, what will be the actual length for this line? It will be 2 times 2, which is 4 cm. So now we actually know the KL panjang 4 cm. And then now they want me to find tangent y. Okay, let me tell you. Tangent y is inside the right angle triangle or outside? It's outside, right? Do you remember just now I explained if your angle is outside the right angle triangle, you have how to say? You have to convert to quadrant 1 first, right? And how to convert, I even write down here, right? Just now when I look at x is inside, that's why I can straight away determine my opposite adjacent hypotenuse. But if your angle is outside, then what you have to do is you have to determine whether it's quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4 or not. This one is very obvious, it's quadrant 2 angle, okay? Because it's more than 90, because like this is 90. But this one is like this already. So actually this is a quadrant 2 angle. So quadrant 2 angle, how to convert? I write down here already, right? So quadrant 2, how to convert quadrant 1 is take 180 minus. So imagine if you take 180 minus this angle, where will you get? You will get here, right? So this is the angle you will use to find your tangent y. Okay, but of course, this angle, but of course you have to look carefully, because the right angle triangle you are referring not this, not this, not this. This is not a right angle triangle. You are referring to this actually. Yeah, because right angle triangle is the one yang ada 90 degree. So this is the 90 degree here. So this is the angle you will use to find your tangent y. Okay. Okay. What is tangent formula? OA, TOA, so opposite over adjacent. So your opposite will be not square root 5. It will be this one. Okay. So let me erase all these lines in between. Okay. So your opposite is actually 1. Okay. And then your adjacent will be not okay, this is your opposite 90, this one is the hypotenuse, right? So adjacent will be this panjang, which is 4 plus 2, which is 6, right? But if you bulat 1/6, I think it's wrong, right? Yeah, it's wrong, because I told you already, after you do it like this, you have to consider quadrant, because your angle now is not in quadrant 1, it's actually quadrant 2, and quadrant 2 only sign positive. That's why you have to add a negative here. So that's why the answer is C, right? So remember, when we do trigo question, check whether your angle is inside the right angle or outside the right angle. If it's inside the right angle, then we don't have to worry about the sign, because it will automatically be positive. Because if it's inside, that means it's quadrant 1, and we can straight away determine our opposite adjacent hypotenuse. But if it's outside, then it means your angle is either quadrant 2, quadrant 3, or quadrant 4. So if it's quadrant 3, you will take 180 minus and use that angle. And believe me, once you take 180 minus the angle will be inside the right angle already. It will be inside already. But if it's quadrant 3, you will do this. If it's quadrant 4, you will do this. And then only you can determine your opposite hypotenuse adjacent. And after you finish, just check whether you have to add negative or not. Okay, so add sugar to coffee. This is y is quadrant 2. So sign, that's why I add negative. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Number 8. I think this is from 3 chapter, the consumer mathematics chapter, the loan, the interest one. Okay, let's read. Izzuddin made a personal loan. Loan means you pinjam bank. So he go to the bank and said, "Hello bank, can you borrow me this amount? RM 85,000. This one we call it P. Okay, or we call it principal. Okay, we call it P. So he want to pinjam this from Bank Bumi with an equal interest rate of X% per annum. Per annum means per year lah. If the monthly payment paid by Izzuddin is 1593.75 per month for 5 years, what is the interest rate offered by bank? So they want to find interest rate. Okay, which formula I will use? The simple interest formula. Okay, this is not okay. If you see the word compound in the question, then we will use the compound interest formula. The compound interest formula is MV equals to P1 plus R over N and T. This is the formula if it's a compound interest. But if it's simple interest, we will not use this formula. All right, simple interest, we just use the PRT formula. Okay, what is the P? 85,000. What is the R? The rate? Don't know. The interest rate is what is the final answer. So we don't have the R. But what is the T? How many years? So let's see. If the monthly payment paid per month for 5 years, so the T is definitely 5. So what we do now is we just put in all this information inside here. So what I will get here? P is 85,000. So 85,000. 1, 2, 3, and then times with the rate. But the rate I don't know, right? The rate I want to find. So I'll just write R here, and then times with the time in years, which is 5. Right? But the problem is I don't have R. So how? Okay, what is the 1593.75? This is the monthly payment paid by Izzuddin for 5 years. So you can actually calculate your for this one, because the payment that you have to pay back is this. So what you do is you can take 1593.75 times 12. After you times 12, you times 5. And then you calculate and see what you get. All right, let me press first. 1593.75 times 12 times 5. You will get 95625. Let me explain what is this. Let me explain what is the 95625. 95625 is the total amount you have to bayar balik kepada bank. This one is the amount you have to bayar balik kepada bank. But the amount you pinjam is how much? 85,000, right? So if you pinjam 85,000, why you have to why when you return it back is this much? Is because there's an interest, right? So how to calculate your interest is actually you will take 95625 minus 85,000. You understand? Because when you pinjam from bank 85,000, you will not pay back 85,000. You will pay back more. You will pay back 85,000 plus with the interest. That's why it's cost this much. So if I want to get the interest, I will take 95625 minus 85,000. So my interest will be 95625 minus 85,000. So let's minus and see what I get. So my calculator give me 10625, and the 10625, that's the interest. That is the faedah. That is why here I have to write 10625. All right, 10625. And the formula for interest for 10625 is PRT. And then the P is 85,000, the R I need to find, and then the T is 5. And now I can find R lah. I can find my rate. I just tekan 10625, divide 85, divide 8,500, and divide 5, right? So let me press. Okay, my calculator give me 0.25. Okay, 0.25, 1/4. Okay, so ada answer tak? Wait, let me double check. 1593.75 per month. And 3.75. Okay, 1593.75 times 12 times 5. 95625, correct. And then minus with 85,000, right? So 10625 equals to PRT. Okay, everything correct. Right, 85,000. Okay, I actually get 1/40. I silap tekan. Yeah. This one is not 1/4. It's not 0.25. That's why when I get 0.25, it's weird because no answer, you know. Because 0.25 is actually 25%. And if I look at ABCD, tak ada jawapan. So, and then I try to tekan semula. Okay, I realized I pressed wrong just now. Okay, actually, I get 0.025. Yeah. So this is the correct answer. Okay, so ABCD, which one is the answer? Okay, 0.025. How to convert this to percentage? You have to times 100. So it's 2.5%. So the correct answer is B. Okay. Remember, when you want to convert decimal to percentage, you will times 100. But when you convert percentage to decimal, you divide 100. That's what it means. Okay. It means 2.5% is 2.5 divide 100, which is 0.025. Okay. So that's how you do it. Okay. Number 9. The data below shows the point collected in the quiz composition. I think this is measures of dispersion, but for ungrouped data. Because the data is not dia tak ada group, dia tak ada class. So this one is ungrouped data. Given that the mean is 10.5, calculate the sum of median and mode. So I think we have to use the mean formula to find x first, right? We need to use mean 10.5 to find the x. Okay, after we find the x, then only we can find the median and the mode. Okay, mean formula is what? The mean symbol is like this, x with a dash, and then the formula is take this, bahagi this. Okay, what is this? This x stands for data. So what you have to take is you have to take the data, the sum of all the data, divide with n. This symbol means sum. So take the sum of all the data means 3x plus 8 plus 3 plus 2 plus x plus 4 plus 5x plus 10. You don't have to open the bracket actually, because even if you put the bracket, when you open the bracket, it will still be the same thing because it's everything plus together, right? But if depan bracket is minus, then you have to be careful, because if depan the bracket is minus, then when you open the bracket, everything inside the bracket have to buka tanda, right? Okay, divide what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the mean is 10.5. So I can calculate x now. X can only do with x. So it means x hanya boleh buat dengan x. So 3x plus x is 4x plus 5x is 9x. And then all these numbers you can add together. Just press calculator. 8 plus 3, 11 plus 2, 13 plus 4, 17 plus 10, 27. And then over 6, but the 6 I can move it here, becomes times, right? So let's press 10.5 times 6. Okay, I end up with 63. And then 9x equals to 63 minus 27. Let's press calculator. Okay, 36. So now I get my x. 36 divide 9, which is 4. But this is not the answer, of course. This is just the value of x. So now I know my x is 4. I can ganti masuk. The x is 4. Here I can ganti 4. So what is my data now? 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. So my first number is 20. Next number is 3. And then next number is 2 plus x, which is 2 plus 4, 6. And then 4. 5x means 5 times 4. So it's 20. And then it's 10. But what the question wants, they want the sum of median and mode. So I need to find my median and mode. So how do I find my median and mode? Median means you have to take the middle number. Mode means you have to take the number that has the highest frequency. Okay. But if you want to find the middle number, median, we have to susun the number first. From the smallest number, I have to write in front. So I have to arrange in ascending order. So 3 have to write depan, and then followed by 4, and then 6, and then 10, and then 20, 20. Okay, we have to arrange like this. Because we want to find median, we have to arrange first. Okay, now we will look at the middle number. So where's the middle number? Potong, 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 potong. And then if you potong, nothing left already. So don't potong. So your median is actually what? Oh, by the way, median symbol, we call it Q2. Yeah, median, the symbol for median is Q2. So what you do is you take 6 and 10, add together, divide 2. Okay, because your middle number will be in between 6 and 10. So how to find the in between? You will plus and divide 2. Okay, because we want to find midpoint, right? So it's like you're finding midpoint. 10 plus 6 is 16, divide 2 is 8. So your median is 8. Then what about your mode? What is your mode? Mode is the number yang paling famous. I call it paling famous. Paling famous means the number muncul paling banyak kali. The number has the highest frequency. So which number you see a lot of times? It appears a lot of times. 20, right? So 20, because 20 is the only number that got two times. 2 times the other. So the mode is 20. So now what is the sum of median and mode? You just take 20 plus 8, and then you end up with 8. Okay, let's move on. Number 10, this is matrix. Given this matrix times this matrix equal to this, the value of y minus x is, okay, before you do this, you have to find x and y separately first. Means you have to find x separately and y separately. Then only you can take the y minus x, right? So first thing first, when you take two matrix times together, you have to make sure you write down the order, all right? The order. So what is the order of this matrix? We have 2 row, 1 column. And then what is the order of this matrix? 1 row, 2 column. Why we have to write down the order? Because we have to write down the order to check whether this number and this number is same or not. If these two number is not same, then these two matrix cannot darab. Okay, if these two number not same, you cannot darab. Okay, but if it's tambah tolak, if it's plus minus, is different. If it's tambah tolak, the whole order have to be same. If plus minus lah, but if the times, when you darab, you only have to check whether this number and this number same. And if they are same, you can cut. You will left with 2 times 2, and then that will be the answer. The answer will be 2 row 2 column. Okay. So if here and here same, then baru boleh darab, and then the left yang depan belakang, that will be the order of your answer. The 2 times 2 will be order your answer. It means your answer will look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other side of it is 12, 18, 6, 9. Okay, but how do we darab the matrix? You will take horizontal darab vertical. You cannot take like this darab like this. It's wrong. Like this is wrong, because you're taking vertical darab horizontal. Always take horizontal times vertical. Means you will take horizontal. But what if your horizontal got one number only? Then you just take one number and then times vertical. So x times 2, you write 2x here. Then how to get this value? You will take the first row, but you will take the second column. So x times y, xy. What about this number? How to get this number? You will take the second row, but first column. So 3 times 2 is 6, like this. And then how to get the last number here? You will take the second row, which is 3, times with the second column y. So 3 times y, 3y. You are taking second row times second column. That's why you are also writing it at the second row, second column, right? Okay, after you get like this, now you cannot do already. Yang ni tak boleh buat, yang ni tak boleh buat. But what we can do now, look at this symbol. What is this symbol? It's equal, right? Equal means what? Yang depan and yang belakang adalah benda yang sama. So what we can do, we can compare. So we can bandingkan, we can compare. So how do we compare? 6 compare with 6. It means 3y equals to 9. 3y equals to 9. And then xy equals to 18. And then also we can compare 2x equals to 12, right? And since I want to find x and y, I can use this. I can use the 2x equals 12 to find x. So x equals to what? 12 divided 2, which is 6. And then since I want to find y, I can use this to find y, which is just 9 divided 3 is 3. And since I already get my xy, I can straight away take y minus x. I don't even need to use this, right? Of course, you want to use this also can. But if you use this, you will ganti the 6 inside here, and then 6y equals 18. Can also, you will get the same answer, right? But since I can already get my xy from here and here, so then I can just continue already. So what is my y minus x? Y minus x is 3 minus 6 or 6 minus 3? 3 minus 6, right? Because y is 3, so it should be 3 minus 6. So 3 minus 6, you will get negative 3. Okay, number 11. Given tangent y equals to 8 over 15, y is a reflex angle. Okay, what is reflex angle? Okay, what is acute angle? Acute angle. Acute angle means your angle is less than 90. It means it's definitely quadrant 1. That is acute. What about obtuse angle? What is obtuse angle? Obtuse angle is quadrant 2. Later, I'll tell you in Bahasa Melayu, right? Okay, obtuse angle is quadrant 2, means your angle is more than 90, but smaller than 180, right? What about reflex angle? Reflex angle means your angle will be in quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. It means your angle is bigger than 180 but smaller than 260. Yeah. So wait, let me think. Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. So reflex angle means your angle is quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. So your this one is 360. I see that. Okay. Okay, let me tell you in Basam you. Acute angle, we call it sudut tirus. Sudut tirus. Okay, tirus. Not tikus, tirus. Obtuse, we call it sudut caka. Sudut caka. And then reflex, I think in Basam also reflex. Yeah. Okay, so they already say tangent y is 8 over 15. Y is the reflex angle. So this gives it away already. Reflex angle means the angle is quadrant 3 or quadrant 4, right? And then they say find the value of sine y. You can't do this first. You first need to find your y first, right? But actually, there's another method to do this question. Yeah, there's one method where you sketch it out, okay? And then another method is if you don't want to sketch, you can straight away use calculator. Can also. Both method can get answer. Okay, I think I will use calculator to do it. How I will do it is I will do it like this. Since tangent y is 8 over 15, I will try to find y. Okay, but before we find y, I want to mention something. Your angle is quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. Because they say reflex angles means it's quadrant 3 or quadrant 4, right? But actually, it's quadrant 3. Okay, let me explain why. Because we can, if they tell reflex angle is quadrant 3 or quadrant 4, right? But if you look at this, your tangent y is 8 over 15. It means your tangent, this angle is actually a positive. So if we hafal add sugar to coffee, which quadrant tangent positive? Quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, right? It means if tangent y bernilai positive 8 over 15, it means it's either quadrant 1 or quadrant 3. But if you look at this, siapa yang apa? Which quadrant appears here and here? Which quadrant appears on both sides? Quadrant 3, right? That is why the answer has to be in quadrant 3. So now only you will press the shift tangent. Now only you move the tangent over, it becomes shift tangent 8 over 15. Okay, let's press the calculator now. Shift tangent 8 over 15. So my calculator give me 28 degree 4 minute, or you can write in decimal 28.07 degree, right? But let me tell you, this is not the answer. Okay, this is not the answer. I mentioned many times already, even in my class and in my video. You cannot write y here. This is not the answer. This is what we call it the reference angle, the RA. Then how to get your real angle, how to get your y? You have to convert to the quadrant you want. So for this case, it's quadrant 3. Okay, it's quadrant 3. Why is it not quadrant 1 or quadrant 4? Because I mentioned already, tangent bernilai positive is quadrant 1 and 3, but they already mentioned it's reflex angle. So it's either quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So it means quadrant 3 lah. Why not quadrant 1? Because reflex angle. Why not quadrant 4? Because tangent positive. Tangent positive means how can it be quadrant 4? It's quadrant 1 or 3, right? But it cannot be quadrant 1 because that's why 3 is the actual quadrant. So now how to convert this to quadrant 3? Did you hafal? You have to plus 180 degree. So what you have to do is plus 180. So you will end up with 208.07. Okay. Let me just write the nota here. How do you convert quadrant 1 angle, quadrant 2 to quadrant 3? So if you want to convert quadrant 2, 180 minus, quadrant 3, 180 plus. This one, if you want to convert quadrant 4, 360 minus. Right? This one is very important. It means when you tekan calculator, the calculator will only give you quadrant 1 answer. Okay, the calculator answer is the quadrant 1. You have to convert yourself to the quadrant you want, right? So now you can find your sine y. How to find sine y? You just press sine 208.07 and then they will straight away give you answer. But I will use my calculator and tekan sine answer. So let's press sine, use the answer button. So they give me negative 8 over 17 in my calculator. So do you get the same? So that will be the answer, right? So make sure you use the answer button. Because if you don't use the answer button and you press this, they might give you like, how to say? They'll give you like decimal point, many decimal point. Okay. And then okay. And then if you do it like this, then you can't change to fraction. But you can also do it macam mana? You try to tekan 8 divide 17, 15 divide 17, 8 divide 17, and choose the nearest answer lah. You can do it like this also. Okay. So this is how you should do it. Okay. Okay, number 12. Given, I think this is variation. So this one, if they say RS, they both duduk atas, it means this is varies directly. varies directly. Ubahan langsung. Okay. And then they say S equals 2t plus 1. Okay. If R equals 6, T equals 4, express R in terms of S. Whenever we do variation, we always will change the variation to equation. But when you change to equation, you have to add a K here. But when we tambah K here, the hubungan here is darab. And then after we add the K, we will straight away need to find the K. How to find K? We need to have R and S. Do we have R and S? I have R, but I don't have S. I only have T. And if you only have one information, you can't find the K. You need to have full information. You need to have full information. So I need to have R and S. Both kena ada, baru saya boleh masukkan. So how can I find the R and S? I only have R. Okay, they mention here S is 2T plus 1. 2T plus 1. And the T they given is 4. So I think I can find my S. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So my S is 9. And my R is 6. So now I can put it in. R is 6. S is 9. So I can find my K here. 6 divide 9. 2 over 3. So after I get my K, I will rewrite the whole thing again. R equals to KS. My K is 2 over 3S. And then now we see what the question want. Express R in terms of S. So the answer is B. Okay. Wait, is it correct? R is 6, S is 9. Yeah. Because I takut I terbalik masuk. Okay. So make sure you be careful. S is 9, R is 6. Don't write the 9 in front, the 6 at the back. Because if you write like this, it's wrong also, right? Okay, so just remember the steps lah. When we do variation, always like this. Okay, sometimes for difficult question, they don't want you to stop here. They will ask you to keep going. They will say find value of R when S equals to 3. It means what? It means you cannot stop here. You have to ganti S is 3 and then find R like that. But even if the question asks like that, you still have to do the same step. The first 4 steps is always the same. Find tambah K and then cari K and then rewrite. It's always the same. Okay. So you always do the same for variation. Always do until here. Then only you check what the question wants. Right? Okay, number 13. Diagram 4 shows the speed time graph of Sophie's journey from home to the laundry center. So this is a speed time graph. So when the time is 0, the speed is h meter per second. And then it just decreases until the speed is 0. So I think here is when the speed is 0, right? So it took her 20 seconds to decelerate. So this process, we call it decelerate when we go down like this. Okay, when we go down like this, the speed going down, it means decelerate. Okay. Okay, if the car experiences a deceleration of 0.6, calculate value of h. Do you remember how to find deceleration in speed time graph? Do you remember? You will use gradient, right? So make sure you hafal. If speed time graph, you will use gradient to find acceleration. But how to find distance? Use area. Use area under graph. Okay, if you want to find distance. Okay, and usually they like to ask in paper 2 to find distance in the speed time graph. Okay, so to find deceleration is 0.6. If they say deceleration is 0.6, it means what? It means gradient is 0.6. Okay, because in what do you call it? In speed time graph, you find acceleration by using gradient, right? But actually, if you write like this, it's wrong. Okay, let me tell you why. In a speed time graph, okay, in a speed time graph, you will use gradient. You will use gradient to find acceleration, right? But the other name for acceleration is rocos, which is rate of change of speed. But sometimes you will get your gradient negative. So what happens if you get your gradient negative? It's also acceleration, but we call it deceleration. We can call it deceleration. You can call it acceleration also. But if you want to call it acceleration, make sure you put in the negative symbol inside. Okay. But if you want to call it deceleration, then don't put in the negative. So can you tell me if they say deceleration is 0.6, your gradient should be negative 0.6, not 0.6, it's negative 0.6. But sir, they never put negative here. Well, because they already put the word deceleration. But the gradient is negative 0.6. Okay, just look at the line. The line is going down. If the line is going up, the gradient will be positive. The gradient going down, the gradient must be negative. So this line, the gradient is definitely negative. This line cannot have a positive gradient. That is why you have to put in the negative yourself. Okay, and then only you use the gradient formula. But when you use gradient formula, you need 2 coordinates. So we have one coordinate here, 20, 0, and one coordinate here, 0, h. And always check the unit, meter second. This one also second, and this one is meter per second square. So meter per second, meters per second square, it means every unit is correct. So now we can put it in. So the formula for gradient is y coordinate minus y coordinate. So h minus 0, divide x coordinate minus x coordinate, 0 minus 20. You can also take 0 minus h, divide 20 minus 0, can also, all right? Okay, h minus 0 is h, 0 minus 20, negative 30 is negative 0.6. So your h will be positive, because negative times negative is positive. 20 times 0.6 you will end up with 12, right? So your answer should be positive 12, right? Okay, maybe some of you all do it correctly, but you forget to add the negative here. Then you will end up with negative 12, right? But if you use your common sense, you use your logic, can H be negative? No, right? Like your figure logic also, you know, because this is 0 and your H is above 0. So this actually you guna logic pun tahu, the answer cannot be negative, right? So so that's why the gradient the gradient of this line is negative. Okay, that's why then only you will end up with positive answer. But if you forget to add negative here, then you might get negative 12 here, right? But it's wrong, this cannot be negative. Okay, so this is the correct way to do it. Okay, let's continue with number 14. I think this is probability. Okay, let's read first. Irene bought 5 packs of nasi lemak, all of which cost 15 ringgit at Mak Tima's expense. So this 15 ringgit is the 1 pack or 5 packs? 5 bungkus kesemuanya. So I think all. So I think this 15 ringgit is 5 packs total. So can we find 1 pack? Can. 15 divided 5, which is 3 ringgit. It means 1 pack is 3 ringgit. Okay, in her wallet, there were 3 pieces of 10 ringgit, 5 pieces of 5 ringgit notes, 5 pieces of 1 ringgit notes. She picks 2 bank notes in her wallet at random, one after the other to pay for the nasi lemak. Find the probability that she pays the exact amount of nasi lemak. Okay, let me think. She have to pay 15 ringgit to the counter, right? And then she have 3-piece 10 ringgit notes. So RM10. Okay. And then she also have three RM10, and then she has 5 pieces of RM5, 5 pieces. And then she also have 5 pieces of RM1. Okay, this is a very complicated probability question. Okay, I think I will do it like this. I will write down all the possibilities. Whenever we do probability, I always say the same thing, write down all the possibilities. So if she picked 2 banknotes in her wallet at random, what do you think all the possibilities? She might end up with the RM10 note, with the RM5 note. This is one of the possibilities, right? Possibility number 1. Possibility number 2, if she take 2 notes, she might end up with RM10 and RM1, right? I just write down all the possibilities. I don't care whether the sum is the exact amount. We don't care. We just write down all the possibilities. And then 10-5, 10-1. Or you might end up with RM5 with RM1. Okay. And then what other possibilities? Don't have already. Then some student might say, hey, sir, what if RM5, RM10? Okay, 5 and 10 and 10 and 5 is the same thing, because when you add them up, you will get 15, right? So if you write 5, 10 also, the sum will be 15. But I think I have to consider also, right? Yeah. I think I have to consider because she picked 2 banknotes. So yeah, I think I have to consider also. I think they are not the same. I think I have to write it down. Okay. So RM5, RM10, even though they add up the same amount, I think I have to consider also. And then what other possibilities? 10-5, 10-1, 5, 10, 5, 1. Okay, 1, 10, 1, 5, right? So RM1, RM10. Okay. I just write down all the possibilities. I don't care whether what's the total, or maybe 1, 5, right? RM1. Okay, maybe she take out 2 notes, you get RM1, RM5, right? But ada lagi 110, 15, ada lagi. You might also get what? You might also get RM10, RM10. Correct or not? Because you can also get two same notes, because you pick 2 bank notes in a wallet at random. So she can also get 10 ringgit, 10 ringgit, right? It's possible also. Okay, or she also possible to get RM5, RM5, right? It's also possible. Or maybe RM1, RM1. All right. So let's see, did I write everything correctly? 10-5, 10-1, 5-1, 5-1, and then 5-10, and then 1-10, 1-5, 10-10, 5-5, 1-1. Right? Okay, now let's see. Find the probability that she pays the exact amount of nasi lemak. Okay, did they say exact amount of 5 nasi lemak or just 1 nasi lemak? Dia membayar jumlah bayaran. So I think 15 ringgit lah. 15 ringgit, right? So she picked 2 random notes, one after another. Oh, yeah, one after the other. That's why we have to consider the 5-10 possibility, because 5-10 and 10-5 is not the same. So to pay for the nasi lemak, find the probability that she pays the exact amount. So we don't have to do all of this. We only have to do the one yang she paid exact amount 15 ringgit. So I think this one we have to find. This one cannot, because this one 10 plus 1 is just 11 ringgit. So the exact amount is 15. So 5 plus 1 cannot also, it's not 15. This one have to find. This one no need. 10 plus 1, 11. 5 plus 1, 6, no need. 10 plus 10, no need. 5 plus 5, no need. 1 plus 1, no need. Because this one all, when you add up, you won't get 15. So you only take this probability times this probability. So what is the probability of getting the 10 ringgit notes from her wallet? Okay, there is 3 10 ringgit notes. So to get the probability of 10 ringgit notes, you have to take number of 10 ringgit notes, which is 3, divide with the total number of notes, which is 3 plus 5 plus 5, which is 13. Okay, and then what is the probability of getting the second time getting 5 ringgit notes? It means I have to take the number of 5 ringgit notes, divide total. The number of 5 ringgit notes is still 5. It's still 5. Okay, but the total, it will become 12 already, because just now the first one I take out already. So now the total is 12. Originally it's 13, now it become 12 because we take one out, right? Okay, so this is the probability lah. And then I have to times. Okay, what is this one? The probability of getting first 5 ringgit will be, how to get the probability of 5 ringgit notes? You will take the number of 5 ringgit notes, divide with total. The number of 5 ringgit notes is 5. And then the total will be 3 plus 5 plus 5, which is 13, right? Times with, what is the probability of getting the 10 ringgit note next? So if you want to get the next note 10 ringgit, you have to take the number of 10 ringgit notes, divide total. The number of 10 ringgit is still 3. Okay, in the wallet there's still 3, but the total become 12 already, because one notes, I already take out one note, so I have to minus 1 my total. So now I'll take this answer plus this answer, and then I'll get the answer. Okay, hopefully ada jawapan. Let's press 3 divide 13 times 5 divide 12 plus 5 divide 13 times 3 divide 12. My calculator give me 5/26. So ada jawapan? Yes. So I think that's the answer lah. Okay, let's continue. Number 15. The Venn diagram below shows the number of elements in set A, set B, set C. So they say this one is number of elements. So if you look at this, 2 means what? Can you see they never put a dot here? If they put a dot here, it means elements. But if they never put dot, it means number of elements. Bilangan unsur. It means this 2 means number of element, number of element. That's why they never put dots. Okay, it is given that the universal set is A, union B, union C. This one not important. Number of universal 16. This one penting. Find the value of NB complement. Okay, you cannot find the NB complement first. You need to find your X first. Do you agree? Because if you don't find your X, you can't find your B complement. But how to find X? Well, use this information. Number of universals is 16. Universal means everything add together. So 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus X equals to 16, right? It means you take all the kawasan, add together. So that's why everything add together is 16. Can I find X now? Yes, just tekan 16 minus 3 minus 5 minus 2. So let's press. Okay, I get 6. So now I know my X is 6. Now only I can focus on finding the number of element in B complement. Hey, the answer is not B. The answer is not 6B. No. We haven't finished it. We have to look for B complement. So what is the number of element in B complement? What is B? What is this symbol? This symbol we call it complement. In Bahasa Melayu, the pelengkap. What is pelengkap for B? It means B complements means selain daripada B. Selain daripada B means you have to take everything except B. So B is this. So it means this is your B, right? So what does it mean by B complement? It means everything except B. So everything except 2 and 5. It means 3 and 6. So it means you have to take 3 and 6 add together. That's why the answer is 9. Right? So, yep, very easy. Okay, number 16. Iris taxable income. I think this one have to use the income tax punya jadual in the beginning. In the first page, they got give me the jadual, right? So I think later I have to flip to that page to do this question. Okay, let's read first. Taxable income for the year 2022 is 78320. Taxable income is the pendapatan bercukai. It means the chargeable income lah. Taxable income and chargeable income is the same thing. Chargeable income, taxable income, benda yang sama. So it means this what is the formula for chargeable income? You take the total income minus tax exemption minus tax relief. It means this 78320, they already minus all the tax exemption tax relief for you. This one is after you tolak the tax exemption tax relief. That's why they say chargeable income. So chargeable income means they already tolak the tax exemption tax relief. His monthly PCB is 350. Okay, zakat is 450. So zakat is a rebate. PCB, we look at the last step baru kita tengok. Calculate the remaining income tax payment to be paid by IREAL. Okay, let's not do all this first. Let's go to the jadwal and find 78320. I'll get my cukai dasar. Cukai dasar is the base tax. It means I get my base tax, which is the cukai dasar, and get your cukai baki first. Okay, and get your balance. Balance is the cukai baki. All right. And how do you get these two value? You have to look at the table. Look at the table. After you get the table, you get this, and then you plus together. After you plus, then you will get your cukai, your income tax. But of course, you have to minus with the rebate. Okay. So the step to find income tax is always get your chargeable income. After you get your chargeable income, like tengok jadual, take your cukai dasar, tambah cukai baki, and then tolak rebate. That's the step. Okay, now we go to the jadwal. Okay, but we have to remember this value, 78320. So now let's go to the jadwal. So I will go to the first page. Oh, no, page 5. Yeah, page 5. Okay, which table? The atas punya table or bawah punya? The atas punya. The bawah punya table is for motor insurance. This one comprehensive. Yeah, ketiga, this is motor insurance. So this is the one. This is the cukai pendapatan, right? So which one we look at? 78320. So I think it's here. Right? So if it's here, how do I get my cukai dasar, cukai baki? So we will look at this. This value, and this value. We only focus on these three numbers. The rest, you don't have to look at it, right? So 70,000 pertama, they say 4,600. So this is the cukai dasar. This is the cukai dasar, 4,600. And then what about your cukai baki? You have to take 78320 minus 70,000 times 21%. Right? So let's remember 4,600 is for 70,000 pertama and then 21%. So let's go back to the working. 4600, 70,000, 21%. Okay, so 4600 is the cukai dasar, right? And then how to get the balance tax? You have to take 78320 minus 70,000 first. Okay, maybe you ask, hey, sir, why have to minus? Okay, let's go back to the jadwal one more time. Because you have to minus is because the cukai dasar is only for 70,000 pertama. Can you see it? Okay, sorry. Okay, the 4,600 is only for 70,000 pertama. That's why you have to take your chargeable income, 78320 minus 70,000, and then the balance you have to times with 31%. Like that, right? So now we can go back and finish the rest of the working. So 78320 minus 70,000, and then only you will times with 0.21. Because 21%, 21% means 21 divided 100, which is 0.21. So let's press all this in the calculator. 78320 times minus 70,000. Make sure you press bracket, and then times 0.21. Okay, wait. Okay, my calculator give me 1747.2. Okay, so this is the cukai baki, right? So after this, you take this value plus with this 4600 plus 1747.2. So when you plus them, you will get your income tax. But if you want to get your cukai perlu dibayar, if you want to get the payable income tax, you still have to minus with rebate. And there is two types of rebate, and you must hafal the two types of rebate. The first type of rebate is rebate 400 if your chargeable income is less than or sama dengan 35,000. The other type of rebate is zakat. Zakat, if only the question got mentioned, then only got zakat. So this question, they got mentioned zakat, so I think I had to minus 450. But what about this rebate? Is this person eligible for this 400 rebate? The answer is no, because the chargeable income is 78320. You can only get the rebate 400 when your chargeable income is less than or sama dengan 35,000. So if one day the chargeable income is less than 35,000, you remember to minus the 400 here. Okay, in the last step. Yeah, here. Okay, but since this guy, the chargeable income is already more than 35,000, the only rebate he will get is the zakat, which is 450. Right? So we press all this, then we will get the answer. 4600 plus 1747.2 minus 450. So what is your cukai perlu dibayar? What is your payable income tax? 5897.2. Right? So this is the cukai yang perlu dibayar. Alright. But then they got mentioned his monthly PCB is 350. Calculate the remaining income tax payment to be paid by IREAL. What does it mean by PCB? PCB is another type of discount. But you have to hafal this. If your tax is more than your PCB. What does it mean? PCB, it stands for potongan cukai bulanan. Potongan cukai bulanan. So it means later you have to take the 350 times 12 first, because it's for 1 month. Cukai bulanan is for 1 month. So you have to times 12 first, then only you can compare the two values. So let's press 350 times 12 first. So I get 4,200, right? So what happens if your tax is bigger than your PCB? Tax means the amount you have to pay. PCB means the discount. So what happens if the amount you have to pay is more than the discount? It means you kurang bayar. It means you are insufficient. So your insufficient tax payment will be what? You have to take your tax minus PCB. So insufficient means what? If you kurang bayar, it means you have to bayar lagi. But you will not bayar 5897.2. You will not bayar 4200. You will just minus. After you take tax minus PCB, that's the amount yang you kena bayar. It means you only bayar the amount yang you kurang bayar. But if your tax is lesser than your PCB, it means you bayar lebih already. Okay. So here I'll write what? Extra. What's the word? What's the other word for insufficient? Excess. Okay, excess. So the excess amount will be PCB minus tax. Okay, let me explain one more time. If your tax is more than PCB, means the amount you have to pay is more than the discount, right? Like for example, the amount you have to pay is 10 ringgit, but the discount is 3 ringgit. It means how much you have to pay? 7 ringgit lah. And we call that insufficient, right? Because it's kurang bayar mah, right? You still have to pay more. You still have to pay, okay? Because the discount is 3 ringgit. But imagine if your tax is 3 ringgit, it means the amount you have to pay is 3 ringgit, but the discount is 10 ringgit. It means you lebih bayar already. You excess already, because the discount is more than the amount you have to pay. So it means the LHDN ataupun the IRB have to pay you back. And how much he will pay you back? He will pay you back 7, not 10. It will be 10 minus 3, 7. That's why the excess is PCB minus tax, like that, right? So I hope you get the idea lah. This is for PCB, this one you have to memorize. Okay, so calculate the remaining income tax payment to be paid by IRL. So what do you think? 5897.2 is the tax. This is the tax. And then this 4200 is the PCB. So which one is higher? The tax is bigger than your PCB. It means it's this case, right? It means IRL still have to pay, but he have to pay how much? 5897.2 minus with the discount. This one is discount, right? So when you take this one minus this one, what you get? Let's press calculator. So my calculator give me 1697.2. So what is the 1697.2? That is the insufficient amount yang IRL kena lagi bayar. So it means what is the remaining tax payment that is to be paid by IRL? 1697.2 lah. That's the answer. Okay, you understand? But if one day, if your PCB more than your tax, okay, ataupun your tax less than PCB, then it means it means it's not insufficient, it's excess. For this case, you don't have to pay. Okay, you don't have to pay income tax already, because your discount is higher. It means the organization will pay you back, right? The organization will pay you back instead, right? And what is the organization that is in charge of income tax? LHDN, right? Or in English, we call it IRB. Okay, that's what it means. All right. Okay, let's continue with number 7. Which of the following factors will affect the premium paid for life insurance? Yang manakah paling mempengaruhi premium yang dibayar insurance hayat? Race, no. Race, no. The answer is not race. Income, no. For life insurance, they don't look at the income. Gender, yes. Gender, yes. Actually, they look at the male, female. Age also, right? So, antara faktor berikut yang manakah paling mempengaruhi premium yang dibayar? Okay, I think the word here, this word paling, right? Which of the following factors will, I think there's a translation error here, will mostly affect, because they say paling, right? So paling means what? Like mostly affect, right? So it means I know race confirm not the answer, because race has nothing, will not increase. It doesn't mean like, oh, you're Chinese, so your premium lagi mahal. No such thing. Income also. Income will not affect your life insurance. Life insurance, they only look at your age, gender, and one more they will look at is your smoking status. Smoking status, right? Because smoking status will actually increase your risk in dying, like getting cancer, stuff like that, right? And then also and gender also they will look at actually. For male is usually higher risk, right? The premium is higher, and then age also. So, but then they ask, but I think the keyword here is paling, right? So gender and age, which one affect the premium more? They both will affect, but which one affect more? I think age lah. I think age is the answer, because if your age is very high, the risk, it will affect the risk more, right? Because the risk, because life insurance is you cover insurance kematian, right? Death insurance, okay? Like critical illness, death, critical illness, and the kurang upaya semua benda tu, right? So I think age will affect more. So yang manakah paling mempengaruhi? Umur, the age, right? Gender also will affect, but they ask which one paling affect, right? Paling affect. So I think it's age lah, right? So that's how I would do it. Okay, number 18. It means you just pick the answer that makes the most sense. Yang paling makes sense. Okay, number 18. In diagram 6, PQRSTUV is a polygon. Okay, it's a polygon. And then TW is the line of symmetry of the polygon. So this is the axis of symmetry. So we can say that this shape and this shape, they are congruent. What is congruent? It means they are exactly same shape, exactly same size. And you or maybe you can say this is a reflection. They are the reflection of each other. It means if this is 140, this is 140. If this is 110, this is 110. If this is X, oh, sorry. The 110 is not here. The 110 when you reflect is here actually. And then if this is X, this is X. All right. And then if this is 104, I can divide 2 to get 52, 52. And then, yeah, that's all. And then they want to find value of X. Okay, how to find value of X? So value of X is here, right? So how do we find this? Okay, I think I can find this, but first I need to get this value. Right, but how to get this value? Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a pentagon, right? Can we assume this is 90 degree? Can we assume that? Can we assume this is 90 degree? It looks like 90, but can we assume it's 90 degree? Let's think. I think it's 90, right? But they should mention this is a straight line. But they never mention. Okay, so let's see. 540, 50, 110x. Actually, we cannot assume it's 90, yeah. And we can't do that. Okay, it looks like a straight line, it looks like half 90, but we cannot assume. Yeah. So actually it means we cannot use the small polygon to do it. So let me highlight it for you. So we cannot use this to do. The reason why we cannot use this to do is because I don't know this angle. If I know this angle, then I can take 540. Why 540? Because got 5 sides. If got 5 sides, the sum of interior angle will be 540. And then I'll minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this to get x. But the problem is I don't have this. So you cannot do it like this. So the only way to do it is like this. You take the whole polygon. So the whole polygon got how many angle? How many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So got 7 sides. So if got 7 sides, what is the sum of interior angle? Sum of interior angle. Okay, let me ask you. If it's a triangle, what is the sum of interior angle? 180, right? If you plus, you get 180. But if it's quadrilateral, you get 360, right? 360. But what if it's 5 sides? Got how many? It'll be 540. Okay. But what if got 7 sides? Okay, let me show you how you will use this formula. N minus 2 times 180. Right? For example, if the triangle has 3 sides, then the n is the number of sides. So n you will put 3. What is 3 minus 2? 1 times 180, 180. That's why the sum of interior angle is 180. What if it's 4 sides? 4 minus 2, 2 times 180, 360. What if it's 5? 5 minus 2, 3 times 185. That's how I get all this value. But now I want 7 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll be 7 minus 2 and then times 180. So 5 times 180, my calculator gives me 900. So this 900 is actually the sum of all these 7 angles, right? So how to get x? So x plus x, right? 1, 2, and then plus 110 plus 140, and then plus with 104, the whole thing, 104, and then plus 140, and then plus 110 equals to 900. So make sure there's 7 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, all the 7 angles add together is 900. I explained already where the 900 come from is this formula. Alright. So remember, to get the sum of interior angle formula is you take the number of sides minus 2 bracket times 180. Okay, that's how you get the sum of interior angle. Right. How to find x now? So x plus x is 2x, and then all this value we can add inside the calculator. So let's press 110 plus 140 plus 104 plus 140 plus 110. Okay, my calculator give me 604. So this one, all everything add together from here to here is 604, and then the whole thing equals 900. So now you can find x, just move the 604. So tambah jadi tolak. So 900 minus 604, 296, and then divide by 2, please. So my calculator give me 148. So the answer is C. Okay, so I hope you understand how to find it. Okay, I want to mention some extra information. What is the sum of exterior angle? Sum of exterior angle. Okay, the sum of exterior angle will always be 360, no matter what, no matter how many sides. The sum of exterior angle. What is exterior angle? It means you panjangkan all these. The one I put now, they are all exterior angle, right? But this is just extra information, right? Okay, so let's go to number 19. Okay, number 19. Diagram 7 shows a straight line RS drawn on the Cartesian plane. So I can see it. The gradient of RS is 305. So the gradient is 305. M is the symbol for gradient. Okay. Find the x-intercept of straight line RS. This one I teach many times already. X-intercept means how to find. You will ganti y equals 0. But you will do the y equals 0. You will substitute y equals 0, but inside siapa punya equation. Of course, the RS equation. Because if you want to find x-intercept RS, it means you will sub y equals 0 into RS equation. But if you want to find x-intercept of AB, then you sub y equals 0 inside the AB equation. But now the problem is I don't have the RS equation. So I have to find the RS equation now. How to find RS equation? This is a gradient line. So you will do y equals mx plus c. But the m I already know, 3/5. Plus c. C, you can try to use your eyes to see where is the y-intercept. C stands for y-intercept. So where is the y-intercept of this line? Is this the y-intercept? No, this is the x-intercept. This one is the y-intercept. So this is your C. So you can see they never even give you this point. So if they never give you this point, what you will do is you will just pass us through. You will use this method. You will pass us through, and then you will substitute any point that's on the line. Okay, so any point on the line, -2, -3. But of course, you have to make sure the point that you substitute inside the xy kena ada passes through. Why you can sub in like this is because they got passes through. So x you will put in -2, y you will put in -3. So y is -3, and then 3/5, x is -2 plus c. So be careful not to terbalik masuk. If you terbalik masuk, wrong also. Right? So here will be -3. Okay, 3/5 times -2 is -6/5, and then plus c. So how to get your c? Just move this, become plus. So now you press your calculator, -3 plus 6/5. Okay, let's press. Okay, I already pressed it. My calculator give me -9/5. So finally, I have my equation. My equation is y equals mx plus c. My m is 3/5x. My c is -9/5. So like this. But what they ask for x-intercept, right? So remember, x-intercept, you will always do this, y equals 0. So what you do is you masukkan y0, and then 3/5x minus 9/5, and then you find x. And then after you find x, that's the answer, right? Okay, how to find x? I think I can move the -9/5. So when you move the negative become positive, equals to 3/5x. It means 3/5x equals to 9/5. Actually, you can cut the 5. So you left with 3x equals 9. Okay, let me explain why you can cut the 5. Because the 5 duduk bawah. So if the 5 duduk bawah means divide. So when you divide, you move become times, right? So imagine when you move become times, it means the 5 and 5 can cut. That is why the 5 can cut. Alright? So we just left with 3x equals to 9. So what is x? 9 divided 3, which is 3. It means the y-intercept here is 3. Sorry, wait. Sorry. The x-intercept is 3. I seal up. Okay, so the answer is D. Okay, it means okay, it means the x-intercept is this one. So this is the 3, right? But the -9/5, that's the y-intercept. This one is -9/5. But they ask for x-intercept. That is why the answer is not -9/5. I still have to ganti y equals 0 to get the x-intercept. So this one is 3. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, continue. Number 20. Table 1 shows the type of magazine bought by some customers in the bookshop. So this is the magazine. This is the number of magazine bought by the customer. So diagram 8 is a pie chart representing all the information. So we have X, Y, W, Z. But they never say which one is entertainment, sport. So let's see what they want. The type of magazine that is represented by sector X is... Okay, I don't even want to look at the answer. I want to do it by myself. So represented by X, which is 100. So we all know this X is actually 100 over 360. Okay, because total angle in a circle is 360, right? So it means the probability of X is how much? Cut, 5 over 18. So it means the probability for X is 5 over 18, right? So which probability is 5 over 18 here? So let's calculate the probability for entertainment. Okay, let's write E here. Probability of entertainment and calculate probability of sport, probability of automobile, probability of fashion, and see which one is 5 over 18 lah. Okay, let's find the probability of entertainment. How to get probability of entertainment? You will take number of entertainment, divide total. Number of entertainment is 10. Total is how much? Let's plus all these numbers. So 35 plus 32 plus 23. Okay, 90. So what is the probability of entertainment? 1 over 9, right? Which is not this one lah. What is the probability of sport? It means you take number of sport, divide total. Number of sport is 25, total is 90. So what is 25 over 90? Let's press in my calculator. Okay, let my calculator simplify for me. 5 over 18. So I know the answer already. So the answer, 5 over 18 is same with this one, right? So it means X is the sector for sport. So the answer is sport. It means this one you don't need to do already. Okay, but if you want to do, can also lah, but you will not get 5 over 18. Right? Since you already get 5 over 18, you know this one confirm not the answer already. So the answer is sport. So let's see ABCD, other today's sport. Yes, that's the answer. Okay, 21. This is transformation. Diagram 9 shows triangle drawn on square grids. Okay, triangle R prime is the image of triangle R under certain rotation. If they say R prime is image of R, it means R is the object and R prime is the image. So they say this one is the image of triangle under certain rotation. Which of the point ABCD is the center of rotation? Okay, if center of rotation, I will do it like this. Okay, I will count how many horizontal, how many vertical. So for example, let's take let's choose a corresponding point. So this point after rotate is this point, right? So what I do is I will let's count from A. Let's assume A is the center. So if we count A, all right, to here, how many horizontal, how many vertical? Horizontal 3, vertical 2. But this is a rotation 90 degree. Okay, how I know it's rotate 90 degree? Because when you join all these lines, your line will be very messy. Okay, if all your lines intersect nicely, then it's rotation 180. And even if you use your eyes, you can tell this is rotate 90 degree, right? So that's why if it's rotate 90 degree, you have to terbalikkan your horizontal and vertical. So let's say your center is A, right? This is horizontal 3, vertical 2. It means when you terbalik, you have to be horizontal 2, vertical 3. So if your center is A, okay. Let me use let me draw nicely using the straight line. So if your center is A, and if it's rotate 90 degree, means it's rotate like this. This is your object, this image, it means you rotate clockwise, right? So what you will do is you will kira horizontal 3, vertical 2. Terbalik, horizontal 2, vertical 3. Oh, memang this point sampai this point. But you have to check for all points. What about this point? From A, horizontal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vertical 2. Horizontal 5, vertical 2. But rotate 90 degree clockwise will be where? Because this one is here. So after you rotate, it will be here. So you have to terbalik. Horizontal 5, vertical 2, terbalik jadi horizontal 2, vertical 5. So it's horizontal 2 here, vertical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly reach here. Okay, but some student might ask, hey sir, how you know it's 2, 5 here? Why not 2, 5 here or 2, 5 here? Well, it's because we already know this is rotate 90 degree clockwise. So of course, this point will jatuh here. This point will sits when the point sits here, it will jatuh here, right? That's why I will move towards the answer, right? Okay, finally, this point. So if this point is here, and I rotate 90 degree, of course it will jatuh here, right? But of course you have to check whether the distance is correct or not. So horizontal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vertical 2. Terbalik, horizontal 2, vertical 5. So horizontal 2, vertical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So exactly this point. So the answer is A lah. Okay. Okay, what if I try with C? You know it's wrong if it's C, because if you count horizontal 1, 2, vertical 4, if you terbalik, you will not get any points, right? Because if let's say the answer is C, so if I count from here to here, the corresponding point for this is actually this point. So from here to here is actually okay, if the point is here, when I rotate 90 degrees, it should be here, right? So it will be horizontal 2, vertical 4. Terbalik, horizontal 4, vertical 2. So this is supposed to be the image for this point if the center is C. That's why the C is wrong. All right. And you can do the same for B and D. Okay. And you will not get the same distance. Right. So actually the correct answer here is A. All right. So that's the answer. Okay. Hope you understand. Okay, number 22. Which of the following represents the solution for linear inequality? This, all right, negative 10, smaller sama dengan 2 minus y, smaller negative 8. Okay, this one, you can take it out. How do you take it out? Like this. Negative 10, smaller sama dengan 2 minus y. That's my first one, all right? The second one, 2 minus y, smaller negative 8. Okay, for those who's asking, hey, sir, what are you doing? Okay, very simple. I just take out like this only. I just take out like this, and then the other one I take out like this, right? And then afterwards, I will solve for y. How to solve y? Okay, my y is negative, so I can move it here, so it becomes positive. And then the negative 10 can move there, become plus 10. So what is 2 plus 10? 12. It means your y have to be smaller, something than 12. And then I do this one also. Negative y, okay, I think I have to cari y. So the 2, I'll move it there, become minus 2. What is negative and minus 2? Negative 10. And then your y will be negative 10 dy negative 1. Okay, because this one is times negative 1 when you move the dy. So it'll be negative 10 divided negative 1, which is positive 10. But what happens when you divide negative? If it's a linear inequality, what happens when you divide negative? You have to flip the sign. You have to terbalikkan the sign. So the smaller have to become bigger. Why have to become bigger? The reason is very easy. It's because you divide negative. Okay? When you divide negative, you have to terbalikkan. So your y have to be bigger than 10, but have to be smaller sama dengan 12 at the same time. It means your answer will be 11 and 12 lah. Alright? Because if the number has to be bigger than 10, it means it cannot be 10. It has to be 11 onwards. So 11, 12. But why 12 can include? Because they got put line here. So the answer is this. So A, B, C, D. Okay, I'll straight away tell you the answer A. Okay? Okay, let me tell you why A. Because if the symbol is like this, you will not color the dot. Okay? If it's like this. But if your symbol is like this, then only you will color the dot. Okay? Because if it's like this, means bigger sama dengan, smaller sama dengan, then it means the dot you will color it. But if it's like this, you won't cover the dot. You will leave it like this. That's why if y bigger than 10, it means your number line have to be 10 onwards ke kanan, right? That's why it's going to the right. Okay, your line have to be going there, not going here, right? Because it has to be bigger than 10. Okay, that's why this is wrong. This is wrong. And then this one also wrong. Okay, because it's negative 10, negative 12, right? So the answer is A lah. Okay, but let me explain a bit why smaller sama dengan 12. So when you reach 12, you have to color the dot. Okay, it means your number is this line is actually in between 10 and 12, right? 10 and 12. This one is negative 12, negative 10, that's why it's wrong. This one also not 10 and 12. So it's just A lah. But why C cannot? C is 10 and 12, the line, but they go and color the 10. But this one they never color, so it's wrong. Okay? C, it will be what? It will be wrong. Because if dia tak ada garisan bawah, you will not color it, right? The Y bigger than 10. So the 10 atas, we don't have to color. We just put a circle, right? 23. Faktorkan this one dengan lengkap, factorize completely. Okay, how do we factorize? 54 s square minus 24. The first thing I do is I will check whether 54 and 24, what they can divide. Okay, 54 and 24, they both can divide 2. It means I can factorize out 2, right? But don't do that. Because if you factorize out 2, you will get 27 and s square minus 17. Minus 12. Minus 12. And then you can take out 3 again. Because 27 and divide 12, they can both divide 3. So why not you straight away take out 6, right? Since you want to take out, because if you take out 2, then you can take out 3 again. So straight away take out 6, right? So it means you factorize out 6. Hey, what do I mean by factorize out 6? It means I take out the 6. And take out means what? Means divide. So what is 54 s squared divided 6? 54 divided 6 is 9, and then s squared. Negative 24 divided 6 is just 4, right? But you still can factorize this, because 9 s squared minus 4, 9 you can become 3 squared, all right? And then 4 you can change to 2 square. And if tengah-tengah minus and all of this got square, what you can do? You can open 2 bracket and you can write 3s2, 3s2, 1 minus 1 plus, right? So now can you factorize further? Cannot already. 3s minus 2, 3s plus 2, this one cannot factorize. So I think I already factorized completely. So this is the answer. So let's go to my ABCD. Which one is the answer? 6, 3s minus 2, 3s plus 2. I think it's C, right? So yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. Let's continue. Number 24. Table 2 is a frequency table which shows the mass of durians in kg sold by 24 fruit stalls. So I think 24 is the total frequency. And this is a group data. So this is mass of durian sold. Okay, calculate the mean of the durian sold. Yeah, this one I revised so many times with my student in class, right? So how do we find mean? This, by the way, this is the symbol for mean. So mean, the formula is what? Let's draw a line. Okay, the mean, if group data, what you have to take? So the mean formula is like this. Sum of fx divide the sum of f. Okay, what is f? What is x? F is the frequency, x is the data, right? And then what you have to do is you have to take the data times with the frequency. But if it's a group data, you have to take the midpoint. You have to take the midpoint because it's a class, right? And if your x is a class, there's a lot of numbers in between 90 and 94. There's 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. So you have to choose one number to represent, one number to wakil, and you will choose midpoint. Okay, so how to find midpoint? Take 90 and 94 plus together, divide 2. So 92. Then this one is 97. 0102, 0107, 0112. For those who's asking, hey, how you know it's 112? Just take 110. Just take the two number, 110 plus 114, and then divide 2, right? And then you will get your midpoint. Wait. Okay, yeah, correct. So just remember, how do you find midpoint? Just take two numbers, add together, divide 2. That's how you find midpoint. So now what you do is you take your x, which is your midpoint, times with the frequency. So 92 times 7 plus 97 times 5 plus 102 times 1 plus 107 times 9 plus 112 times 2 divide with what? The sum of frequency, the total frequency, which is 24. So you press all these, then you will get your answer. But you press atas dulu. So let's press 92 times 7 plus 97 times 5 plus 102 plus 107 times 9 plus 112 times 2. Equal first, and then only divide 24. So I get 2418, and then I have to divide 24. Okay, my calculator give me 100.75. So ABCD is the answer. Okay, 35. In diagram 10, QR and RS are two tangents to the circle with center O. So this is a tangent, tangent. Tangent means what? It means the line touches the circle at one point only. So it's obvious this line touches the circle at S. And this S, we call it the tangent point, right? And then this is also a tangent. So they also touches the circle at one point, which is point Q. So this is also the tangent point. Okay, find the distance in cm between O and R. Where is it? Between center O and R. So I think it's this distance, right? So how can we find this distance? Okay, first of all, if we have two tangent, okay, and the two tangent intersect like this, there is something you need to hafal here, right? So imagine this is the circle, and there's two tangent, and these two tangent, they intersect at one point. What will be the center tarik to tangent point punya degree? Remember, the center of circle, when you tarik to tangent point, will be always 90 degree, right? It will be always 90 degree. And then what you can do is you can draw a middle line here, and then you will form a right angle triangle atas and form a right angle bawah. And guess what? These two right angle triangle will have the same size. Okay, and this line will be same length. So can you tell me what is this angle plus this angle? Let's call this A, and then let's call this B, let's call this C, let's call this D. So what do you think will be the A plus B, A plus C angle? Angle A plus angle C, it will become 90, right? And then what will be your B plus D? It will be 90 also. Let me explain. Because one right angle triangle is 180. So if this is 90, it means the sum of the A and C have to be 90 also. Then only the whole right triangle will be 180. That's what it means, right? So what will be your whole angle here plus with your whole angle here? It will be 180 if you want to take the whole thing, okay? What else? I think that's all. So if I tarik macam ni, and then they got say center O it means center O tarik sini berapa? 90. Center O tarik sini berapa? 90 also, right? And if this is 12 cm, this is 12 also. I already mentioned just now, right? Here and here kena sama if you got two tangent. That's why this is 12 also. And since the radius is 9, what do you think the line here? It will be 9 also, right? It means this one is also 9. Because the radius of this circle is 9, this one also 9. But then there's another small circle here. So I think I can take 9 divide 2 and get 4.5, 4.5 for each one, right? But what they want is the distance between O and R, which is this distance here. How can we find this distance? Well, just use Pythagoras theorem. Can you see a right angle triangle here? This is 9, this is 12. How do we find this? Use Pythagoras theorem. Square root, bracket, square, bracket, square. Here I'll put 12, here we'll put 9. So when you use Pythagoras theorem, you have to plus or minus. Can you see you are finding the longer side because you are finding the hypotenuse? Okay, you are finding the side yang depan 90 degrees. So you have to plus, right? So this one you end up 15, right? So that's the answer. Okay, sudah habis. Okay, number 20. Which of the following represents graph of y equals sine 4x for 0, 180? Okay, you need to know what this 4 means. This 4 means number of cycle. But look at this. In 360. Very important. So sine 4x is actually what? Number of cycle in 360. So when you draw it out, there's actually 4 sine graph you have to draw. 4 sine graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's in 360. And the amplitude is 1, -1. Okay? Because amplitude is determined by the number in front here. So if the number in front here is 1, then the amplitude is 1. Right? So this is the answer. This is the answer. But if you look at the range, they only want you to draw from 0 until 180. So 0 is here, but where is 180? The half of it. So here. It means this one I erase. How I know the half is here? Because 360 got 4 sine graph. It means 180 got 2 sine graph only. So this is the 180. So this is your answer. So if you look at A, B, C, D, which one is the answer? C is the answer. Can you see? 1 sine graph, 2 sine graph, 1 sine graph, and then end at 180. Right? A is wrong because A is like a cos graph. B is like a cos graph also. Okay. It's like underwear, half underwear. This one is 2 underwear. And then D is sine graph, but it's only sine half. It's wrong also. Walaupun it's sine is wrong. Okay. So I hope you understand. Because the sine graph looks like this, right? One sine graph looks like this, right? That's why sine 4x will be 4 cycle, right? But within 360. Okay. Okay, some student might ask me this question. Hey, sir, why 4x is 4 cycle, but why the answer only got 2 cycle? Okay, the reason is because they only want you to draw until 180. This 4 cycle is within 360. So hope you understand. Okay, let's go. Number 27. Table 3 shows the number of male and female mathematics teacher in school M and school N. So this is number of teacher. All right. Okay, let's see what they want. If a mathematics teacher is chosen at random from the 2 schools, okay, one choose from school M, one choose from school N, what is the probability that the female mathematics teacher from school N will be chosen? So probability that female from school N. Let's see. School N, the female probability is 2, right? But then they say 1 is chosen at random from 2 schools. Wait, what? 1 is chosen from 2 schools. It means I'm only choosing how many? Just 1 only, right? If I choose 2, then I have to write down all the possibilities. Because if I choose 2, maybe I'll get male, female, or male, male, or female, female. But if I just choose 1, either I get male or female, right? And this person is choosing from 2 schools. So I think I have to add all together. So 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 will be the total. So 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. So the total is 10. Okay. But the probability of female from school N is only female school N is only 2. So the answer is 2 over 10, which is 1 over 5. So I think the answer is C, right? So let me explain a bit. This one, they only choose 1 teacher. 1 teacher from 2 schools. So from 2 schools, it means the total will be 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, which is 10. And then what is the probability of female from school N? So the formula will be you take the number of female in school N, which is 2, divide with total from 2 schools. And then 1 over 5. Okay, so this one is very simple. It's simple because you only choose 1. Okay, when you choose 2, then that one is susah a bit. Okay, that one you have to write down all the possibilities. Okay, number 28. Diagram 11 shows some number cards. If a card is picked, this one also you choose 1 only. So when you choose 1, it's very simple one. Very easy. Okay, young students lalu tak boleh buat probability is when they choose 2. Okay, and just now also got one question, choose two, right? I forgot which question. Let me just, okay, let me find it for you lah. Just now got one question, ambil dua one. Where is it? I remember I got do just now. Number 14. You see this one, you look at my working, so complicated, right? When you choose two, you have to take like this. You have to times like okay, if you want the explanation, you can rewind back to that question lah, and watch it yourself. Okay, let's come back here. If a card is picked at random, state the probability that the odd number is picked. This one very easy. How to find the probability of odd number? You will take the number of odd number, divide total. So what is the number of odd number? Odd number means nombor ganjil. It means number that cannot divide two. So 1, 2, 3. This one odd number. This one also odd number. This one odd number, right? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So what is the formula for probability of odd number? You take the number of odd number, which is 6, divide total 7. So the answer is A. Okay, let me just double check. Is it true? All these odd number? Yeah, correct. Okay. So that's the answer lah. Okay, number 29. Given this equals to 0, find the value of x. Okay, first thing first is expand. 2x times x, 2x squared. So it will become a quadratic already. So later you will get two answers. It means later you have to press calculator to get the two answers. Okay, 2x times x, 2x squared. How do you expand this? 2x times -3, -6x. 1 times x, 1x. 1 times -3, -3, and then minus 8x plus 9 equals 0. This is how you expand. If the bracket is like this. So now you have to susun and arrange into general form. The 2x squared I have to write first. X and x boleh buat sekali. What is -6x plus 1x? -5x. What is -5x minus 8x? -13x. What is -3 plus 9 plus 6 equals 0. And now you press the calculator. Okay. I hope all of you know how to press this. I'm using the white calculator. So menu A, polynomial degree 2. So what is the A? 2. What is the B? -13. What is the C? 6. My calculator give me 6 and 1/2. So the answer is A lah, right? But if this is paper 2, you have to remember to kosong satu baris and write bracket. X is +6, so x minus 6. X is positive 1/2, so x minus 1, and then the 2 have to write in front. If it's paper 2 lah, but this one is paper 1. Paper 1, they don't look at the working. So you don't write the working, you don't show them the working also, it's fine, right? You just bulat saja. So but if paper 2, this is the correct way to write the working. Okay, number 30. List all the subsets of set Q. Okay, let me tell you one formula. This formula is to find number of subset. So the number of subset formula is 2 power n, right? And what is n? N is the number of elements. Okay, let me give you an example. If the number of element in a set is 3 elements, now let's put a set here and put 3 elements. So I put, let's say 5, 8, 10. So can you tell me this set have how many elements? 3 elements. So it means how many subset you have? Let's use this formula. Number of subset, it will be 2 power n. N is 3 lah, because the number of element is 3. So what is 2 power 3? 3, if you press calculator, you get 8. It means if I list down the subset, there should be 8 subset. So let's learn how to list down subset. Subset means you list down all the anak. It means you tulis anak dia. So 5, 8, 10, siapa anak dia? 5. Anak dia. 8. Anak dia. 10. Lagi. 5, 8. Lagi. 5, 10. Lagi. 8, 10. Lagi. Okay, you don't go and list 10, 5. 10, 5 and 5, 10 is the same. So 5, 8, 5, 10. And then 5, 8, 10. And then 5, 8, 5, 10. And then 8, 10. And then don't forget to list the whole thing also. The whole thing also considered subset. 5, 8, 10. And then the last one is always empty set. Right? What is this symbol? This symbol means empty set. Alright? Ataupun set kosong. Sometimes they will do it like this. This is also symbol for empty set. It means there is 2 ways to write empty set. The first way to write empty set is like this. The second way is like this. It means you open the bracket, but you leave it blank. Okay? So this is how you write subset. So can you tell me, list all the subset of set Q? This symbol and this symbol, right? So if your Q is this symbol and this symbol, can you tell me got how many subset? Use this formula. Number of subset is 2 power n, right? Okay, how many elements? 2 elements. So the number of subset will be 2 power 2, which is 4. It means later have 4 subset. So let's list down all the 4 subset. What is the first subset? So what is anak dia? So I think it's this symbol. And okay, and then what is the second one? is this symbol. And don't forget to list down the whole thing also consider subset. And then the last thing is the empty set. All right. So A, B, C, D, D is the answer. Right? Because I mentioned already, right? Sometimes empty set, they will write it like this. Okay, but it's the same. You can write like this also. They are this both symbol is how to say? Both this symbol is empty set. Both this symbol, they are the symbol, they are both symbol for empty set. All right. And then this one lah, which is like this. All right. So got 4 subset. Right. Okay, number 31. Complete the premise 1 in the following argument. So premise 1, they never give you. Premise 2 is like this, premise conclusion. Okay, this one you have to hafal lah. Tak ada cara lain. So we have 3 format to hafal, right? So the first one is when the premise 1 has to be all A are B. Okay, premise 2, C is A. C is A, right? And then conclusion, C is B. I want you to take note here. If it's the first format, if it follow the first format, the premise 2 and conclusion, they will have the same thing here. CC. They will have the same thing. Right? If they don't have the same thing here, definitely not definitely not the first one. Right? Okay, second one, the premise 1 will look like this. If P then Q. All right. And then premise 2 will be P is true. And then conclusion, Q is true. All right. Finally, is the third format. The third format yang you kena hafal is premise 1. If P then Q, just like just now lah, like the second one. But the premise 2 will be Q is not true. And then the conclusion will be P. Sorry. The conclusion will be P is not true. So you have to hafal all these 3 formats. Okay. This is logical reasoning chapter. And these 3 formats, you have to memorize them. But it's not hard to memorize. All right. The first one, all A are B, C is A, C is B. This one, if P then Q, P is true, Q is true. The third one, if P then Q, Q is not true, P is not true, like that. Right. So let's look at this question. If you look at the premise 2, they got right z square is not equals to 9. Z square is not equals to 9. So this symbol is not equal. So if we apply this format, it means this one has to be Q is not true. And then this one has to be P is not true. So what do I have to write in my premise 1? If P then Q, right? So I have to write if, oh, by the way, this one confirm not premise 1. Confirm not the first format. Because the first format, this one, the premise 2 conclusion have to start with the same thing. But this one is not the same. This one is Z squared, this one is Z. That's why it's not premise 1. That's why it's either 2 or 3. But since I see the not equal symbol, then I know it's third format. So what I have to write here? If P then Q. So what is the P? I have to mention Z square 9 first, or I have to mention Z3 first? I have to mention Z equals 3 first, because this one is P. Can you see? This one is P. So that's why you have to hafal the format. Okay, so if Z equals 3, then only I will mention this one, Z squared equals 9. Okay, some student will ask me, hey, sir, do I have to write the not equal sign like this? No need. If you write the not equal, then become wrong already. Remember, when you mention this one, you will just mention if Z equals 3, then Z squared equals 9. Premise 2 only, you will do negation. All right? That's why when you write the first one, you will not put the symbol. So let's look at A, B, C, D. Ada tak jawapan macam ni? If Z, this one, D. Okay? So remember, don't put the not equal punya symbol. All right? The not, we own the premise 1, there's no negation one. Only premise 2 and conclusion. Then only we do negation in model 3, in the third format, right? So make sure you really memorize these 3 lah. If you don't memorize the format, you don't know how to do, right? Some of you will go and bullet B, right? But it's wrong. Why B wrong? Because you can only do if you write like this, it means you did never follow the. It's not valid. If you bullet B means it's not a valid argument because you never follow the format. Because if you want to do negation here and here, it means you have to. It means this will be the Q, this will be the P, right? This one is wrong. This one is wrong. All right. So you have to mention this one first lah. Okay, because it's the third format. But if it's the second format, it will look like this. P is true, Q is true. Okay. All right. Nothing much to say lah. You just have to remember these 3 format. It's all about format. In this chapter, it's all about format, right? Okay, let's continue with question 32. In diagram 12, OKLM is a rectangle. Okay, I can see it. J is a midpoint. So this distance here and distance here will be same because it's midpoint. Find the equation of a straight line that is parallel to OL. Where is OL? O to L. Okay, parallel to OL. And passes through point J. So I think I have to find a line that is parallel to OL. Okay, I draw. Okay, my line tak nampak macam parallel, but just assume they are parallel lah. And then passes through J. So how to do this question? Let me think. Okay, point L is 6, 2. So it means if I butcher down here, this is 6. And then if I butcher here, this is 2, right? But I can calculate the distance here. Because from here to here is 6 unit. And since this is the midpoint, this must be 3 unit, 3 unit. So can I find point J coordinate? Yes, because the x coordinate will be 3 and then the y coordinate will be 2, right? Because since from here is the origin, so 0 to 3, so this is 3, 2. After I get my point J, I still need to get the gradient, because when we find equation, it has to be y equals mx plus c, right? And I need 2 points. I need 2 information, gradient and c. So gradient, how to find? You need 2 coordinate, right? 2 coordinate. So do we have 2 coordinate in this line? Don't have. But it's okay because this line and this line parallel. So I can find gradient of OL. And then pinjam gradient of OL. Alright. So do I have 2 coordinate in OL? Yes. Point L is 6, 2. Point O is 0, 0. So your gradient formula is y minus y, x minus x. So it will be 2 minus 0 over 6 minus 0, which is 1 over 3. So when you put it in, it will be y equals 1 over 3x plus c. And I don't think you can use your eyes to get your c, because if you use your eyes, where's your c? First of all, where's the y-intercept? Here, right? This line, the y-intercept is here, and you don't even have this, right? That's why you have to use another method, which is substitute a point yang ada passes through. So what you write here is PT. PT means passes through, and then you choose any point yang ada passes through. So the only point we can use here is 3, 2, right? So this 3, 2, this 3 you will put inside x, this 2 you put inside y. And then after you put in the x, y, then you can find your c already. So your y is 2, so equals to 1 over 3, x is 3, then plus c, right? So this one you can cut, left with 1, and then 1 you can move here, become minus 2 minus 1 is 1. So now you can write again, what is your equation? Y equals mx plus c. So 1 over 3x plus c means plus 1. So the answer is B. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, number 33. Choose the highest value. This one base 2, base 5, base 10, base 8. I think everything changed to base 10. Everything changed to base 10, then you can know which one is the highest value, right? Hey, wait, why the answer 273? Oh, okay, I think the answer just mentioned the same numbers here, right? So I think everything changed to base 10 lah. Okay, this one is already in base 10, so leave it. This one is base 8. How can we convert a smaller base 8 to base 10? Will we use the darab punya cara or bahagi punya cara? Darab punya cara, because you are changing a smaller base to base 10, so you will darab. So what you darab, you will take the digit, you will take the place value times with the digit. What is place value? Kalau 8, the digit, the how to say? The place value will be what? For this last digit, it will be 8 power 0. Okay, and then times 1. Plus with the next digit, place value will be 8 power 1 times 7, plus with 8 power 2 times 2. Right? And then we press calculator. What about this? If it's base 5, what is the place digit for the 3? It will be 5 power 0. Why 5 power 0? Because this one base 5, so 5 power 0 lah. If base 8, 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 power 2. If base 5, 5 power 0, 5 power 1. And always start from the last digit. And always have to start with power 0. Plus with the next digit 4, the place value 5 power 1 times 4. And then this one is 5 power 2 times 2. And then later press. Okay, what about this? Base 2. So what is the place value? 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, like that. So 2 power 0 times 1 plus with 2 power 1 times 0. But 2 power 1 times 0 is 0, so I don't want to write that. And then 2 power 2 times 1. And then plus 2 power 3 times 1 also. And then the next one is 2 power 4 times 0. But 2 power 4 times 0 is 0, so I don't want to write. Okay. And then next one is 2 power 5 times 1. Okay. And then the last one is 2 power 6 times 1. Right? Okay, let me double confirm, double check. Let's see whether I write correctly. 2 power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So power 6, power 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 0. 6, 5, 3. Yeah, correct. Okay, now we press calculator. Okay, let's press. So press this one first. So let me press. 8 power 0 times 1, which is 1, plus 8 times 7, which is 56, plus 64 times 2. 185 base 10. Let's press this. 5 power 0 times 1, which is 1. 5 times 4 is 20, and then plus 25 times 2, 50. Okay, 71 base 10. And then the last one, 2 power 0 times 1, which is 1. And then plus 2 power 2 times 1, which is 4. 2 power 3 times 1 is 8. 2 power 5 times 1 is 32. 2 power 6 is 64. Okay, I press all this, I got 109. And don't forget to write the base. These are all base 10. So which one is the highest value? 273 base 10, 185 base 10, 71 base 10, 109 base 10. I think the answer is very obvious. It's A, right? So that's the highest value, right? You cannot compare who's higher when they are different base, right? You can only choose the highest value when they are same base, right? So the highest value here is 273 lah. That's the answer. Okay, number 34. Which graph represents xy equals -7? This is a reciprocal graph. Reciprocal graph. What is reciprocal? When your x is power negative. So let me show you. When you move the x, it will become -7 over x. So if it's -7 over x, when you draw it, it will be here and here, right? So let me straight away tell you the answer. D. Yeah, D is the answer. Okay. Okay lah. Let me explain to you the full. Let me give you the full explanation. So this is under graph or function. I think it's form 2. I forgot form 2 or form 3 chapters, right? So let me explain a bit. What is graph function? First type of graph, we have linear graph. Linear graph, it will be y equals mx plus c. The highest power here will be 1. So your line will either look like this or like this. If your gradient positive, it will look like this. If your gradient negative, it will look like this. That is the first one. Second one is quadratic. The second type of graph is quadratic graph. Quadratic, the equation will look like this. Ax power 2 plus bx plus c. We don't care about the rest of the power. We only care about the highest power. What is the highest power for quadratic? Power 2. And power 2, it will look like this, or it can look like this. All right. If your A is bigger than 0, then it looks like this. If your A is smaller than 0, then it looks like this. Next type of graph, we call it cubic graph. Cubic graph, the highest power will be power 3. So the equation will look like this. Ax power 3 plus bx plus c. We don't care about the rest of the power. We only care about the highest power. So if it's highest power, it will look like this. All right. It will look like this. Or it can look like this also, right? But how do we know which one? Okay, we look at the A. If your A is negative, then it will look like this. But if your A is positive, it will look like this, right? And the final type of graph is called reciprocal. Reciprocal. And reciprocal, the equation will look like this. K over X, right? So let's go through one. Okay lah. I finish. Give you the notes first. Then only I explain. All right. So reciprocal got two types. One type is like this. Another type, it will, when you draw it, it will look like this. Okay, draw nicely. So it will look like this. Cannot touch the x-axis, y-axis. This one also cannot touch, right? So how do we know it look like this or like this? Okay, this one is when the k is smaller than 0. This one is when the k is positive. This one k negative, k positive. Okay, let's go through one more time from the beginning. So there's 4 types of graph you need to know. For linear, the highest power is 1. Quadratic, the highest power is 2. Cubic, the highest power is 3. Reciprocal, the highest power is negative. Why I say negative? Because when you move the x up, it becomes power -1. So when the power negative, when you draw, the graph will look like this, right? So if your gradient positive, your straight line will be like this, gradient negative like this. This one is either U shape or N shape. Look at your A lah. A positive like this, A negative like this. Cubic, the graph will look like this, right? So you have to hafal. If A negative, it will be like this. A positive like this, right? Reciprocal, it will be here and here, ataupun here and here, depending on your K is positive or negative. If K negative, like this. If K positive, like this. Okay, I want to teach you how to hafal this. All right. If you look at the Cartesian plane, right? Cartesian plane. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. These are all positive value, agree? And this one all is also positive value. So positive, it means this is a positive region. What about this one? What about this one? This one is also, this is a negative value, right? Because 0, when you go down, these are all negative value. And then what about all this value? Negative also, right? Negative also. So can you tell me, this region, we also call it a positive region. You know why? Because negative, it becomes positive. It means when your A is positive, sorry, this one is A negative. This one, when your A is positive, bigger than 0, can you see it starts here and it ends here? Can you see? It's at the positive region of the graph, right? Same with the reciprocal. When your K is positive, look at where your graph. The graph is located here and here, right? Which is the positive region. Can you see it? And then for the cubic, also it will look like this. You see? So this is how I hafal. Okay, but can you tell me this region will be what region? Okay, tell me this region. This is not a positive region, it's a negative region. You know why? Because here is positive number, but here is negative. So what happens if you have a positive number and negative? Positive, negative, in the end, it will become negative, right? Because plus minus in the end become minus, right? Same here. This one is minus plus, that's why it's negative. That's why when the A is negative, the cubic graph will be like this. Okay, and the reciprocal also will be like this. All right, you see, when the K negative. And then when it's positive, the cubic graph will be like this. Kalau positive, see, positive. Or the reciprocal will look like this, positive, when the K is positive. All right, so this is how I memorize it. Okay, you can also memorize it this way. So let's go back to this question. Y is equals to -7 over X. Look at your K. Oh, positive or negative? Negative, right? So negative region is which one? This one and this one. This is the negative region. Positive, if positive is here and here. Okay. But since this is negative, so the region is here and here. So that's why I know the graph look like this. So A is confirm wrong, B is wrong, C is wrong. You know why C is wrong? Because C is when the K is positive, then only the answer can be C. All right. So the correct answer is D because your K is negative now. Right. So I hope these tips help you to memorize. Okay. Okay, number 35. Diagram 13 shows the plan. Plan means the top view. Top view means you tengok dari atas. Plan. And then front elevation, side elevation of the solid. So where is the plan? Plan is this one. So if you tengok dari atas, the top view, it will look like this, right? And then front elevation, it means tengok dari front lah. Side elevation means tengok dari side. All right. So let's see A, B, C, D. Which one is the answer? Okay, I think I know the answer. Okay, let's write down the top view for all this. Okay, the top view for this will be like this. This one, if the top view. What about this one? This one also, the top view will be like this, right? What about this? This one, the top view will just be this. So I think C is wrong already. What about this one? This one, I think the top view is like this, maybe. Yeah, because there's one surface here, so the top view is like this, all right? And then we check for the front elevation. Okay, what is the front view? Front view for this. The front view will look like this, because we will see nampak this, and then we will nampak this also. So the front view is actually like this. Okay, it's like same with the lebih kurang same with the top view, but of course the measurement is not the same. Okay, so this is the front view for A. What is the front view for B? It's just like this front view. You know why? Because you will not be able to see this line, because all these line will be covered. It's already covered by this line, so you can't see this. But then why this one can see it? Because this one is higher, okay, but this line, of course, you can't see it because it's covered. Okay, so this is the front view. Okay, this one C no need to tengok already. This one confirm wrong already. Okay, we already know just now it's wrong. Okay, what is the front view for this? It will be a triangle. For the front view, right? Because if you tengok, there is a triangle. So let's see how they draw the front view. It's like this, right? So definitely the answer is A, because this one is not like that. This one also answer is A, okay? But let's check for the side elevation also. Let's confirm it. Is it true that it looks like this for the side view? Yeah, the side view is this surface, which is, yeah, this one. So that's the answer, right? So B, C, D, salah. Okay, number 36. Point 3, -2 is image of T under reflection in the x-axis. Find the coordinates of point T. So this is your x-axis. 3, -2 duduk mana? I think duduk bawah, right? So this, okay, how I know 3, -2 is below the x-axis? Because the y coordinate is negative. So definitely you have to, how to say? Because let's say your y-axis is here, right? So this is your 0. So definitely if your 3 is here, -2 must be here. Takkan lah your 3, -2 atas sini, right? Doesn't make sense. So that's how I know the 3, -2 is down here. So I want to reflect in x-axis. So when I reflect here, I have to count how many kotak here, right? So how many unit I have to go up? Some of you will tell me 3 unit, but it's wrong. It's not 3 unit. It's only 2 unit. You know why 2 unit? Because the bunch here is -2, here is 3. So when you count here, there's only 1, 2 unit only. 3 unit is here from left to right. Okay, so there's only 2 units. So it will go 1, 2, and then go after we reflect, we will go up 2 unit, 1, 2. So what is this coordinate? Of course, the x coordinate is 3. So A wrong, B wrong, C wrong, D is the answer. Okay, because all the ABC, all the x coordinate is not 3. So the x coordinate should be 3. And why is it the y coordinate is 2? Because I go up 2 unit from 0. So if I go up 2 unit, yeah, 3, 2. Yeah. So my advice for students, I recommend for this type of student, for this type of question, you draw it out like this, because it's easier to imagine. If you just do it in your head, it's very easy to careless, right? It's very easy to make careless mistake, and then you bulat the wrong answer, right? Maybe some of you bulat C or bulat A. So that's why I recommend you just draw it out. Okay, just conteng a bit, right? Okay, number 37. State the value of digit 4 in the number 33, 421 base 5 in base 2. Okay, how do we convert a base 5 number to base 10? We will write down all the place value, 5 power 0, 5 power 1, all of it, right? All of it. Okay, and then how to convert to base 10? We will darab. Okay, this is how we convert a smaller base, like base 5 to base 10. We use the darab tambah punya cara, right? But for this question, do you have to darab everything and tambah everything? No need. They only want the value of digit 4 in base 10. It means you only take 5 power 2 times 4, then you will get in base 10 already. Okay, so let's press 5 power 2 times 4. Okay, I got 100. I got 100. But if you bulat A, salah. If you bulat A, salah. Because this is, look at the base. I even write down already, it's base 8. What they want in base 2. So A is definitely not the answer because I still have to convert to base 2. And how to convert base 10 to a smaller base? You will use divide punya cara. So I repeat one more time. When you convert a smaller base to base 10, you will use the darab tambah punya cara. But when you convert a base 10 number to base 2, base 10 or to a smaller base, you will use the divide punya cara. But you will write 100 remainder and you will divide what? Divide 2 lah, because it's what do you call it? It's base, you want base 2 ma. If you want base 5, you divide 5 lah. Okay, divide 2. Okay, 2 times 50 is 100 and the remainder will be 0. 2 times 25 is 50, the remainder is 0. 2 times 12 is 24, but I want 25, so the remainder is 1. 2 times 6 is 12, remainder 0. 2 times 3 is 6, remainder 0. 2 times 1 is 2, but I want 3, so remainder is 1. And then divide 2 again. And then 2 times 0 is 0, but I want 1, so remainder is 1. And you baca from bawah ke atas. So the answer is 1100,100. So what is the answer here? 110, and then 0 again, and then 100, 100, and then base 2. So this is the answer, right? 1100,100, 110. C, right? Yeah, 1100,100. Yeah, correct. Okay, number 38. Based on 3 given measurements, which triangle is acute angle? I think I got mentioned what's acute angle just now in this same set. I forgot which question. I'm too lazy to find it. You can find it yourself, but I got mentioned just now. I even mentioned acute angle. I also mentioned obtuse. I also mentioned reflex, right? So what is acute angle? Less than 90. It means quadrant 1. What is obtuse? More than 90, but smaller than 180, which is quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 angle. Reflex, more than 180, but smaller than 360, which is quadrant 3 and 4. Okay, because I remember just now got one question, I forgot which question. They mentioned the word reflex, that's why I sekaligus mentioned already. Okay, based on 3 given, which triangle is right acute angle triangle? A, 6, 8, 10, 7, 24, 25, 10, 24, 26, 12, 18, 20. So how do we know which triangle is acute angle triangle? Let's see. 6, 8, 10. This one is actually a right angle triangle if I draw it out. But what does it mean by acute angle triangle? Does it mean that all angles have to be less than 90? Not sure. Okay, but I know A for sure it's right angle triangle. You know why? Because if you use Pythagoras theorem, 6 square plus 8 square will be same with 10 square. That's why this is a right angle for A. For B also, if you tekan 7 square plus 20, let's press 7 square plus 24 square. Okay, 7 square plus 24 square. Is it equals to 25 square? Yes. Yes. So it means B is also a right angle triangle. Because only in right angle triangle where the longest side is equals to the 7, you can use the Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem means the 7 square plus with 24 square and then you square root. Okay, it means 7 square plus 24 square equals to 25 square lah. Ataupun you can say 7 square plus 24 square, square root the whole thing, you will get 25. So that's why A and B is a right angle triangle. What about C? 10. Let's use Pythagoras theorem. 10 square plus 24 square, and then try to square root it. What they give you? 26, which is also a right angle triangle. So for C is also a right angle triangle. What about D? What is 12 square plus 18 square, and then square root the whole thing? Okay, I didn't get 20. I get something else. So by elimination, I think the answer is D, right? Because ABC, all I get right angle triangle. And I think what it means here, they say acute angle means what? I think what they want is all the angle inside the triangle have to be acute, means less than 90. That is why ABC cannot, because ABC got 90 degree. And can you see acute angle must less than 90? It cannot be 90 exactly, also cannot, it has to be less than 90. So I think the answer is D lah. You can just potong, 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 then you know the answer is D already. All right. So that's how I would do it. Okay, let's continue. Question 39. So the question says, which of the following is not a tessellation? What is tessellation? Tessellation means it's a pattern of repeating shape ataupun recurring shape, okay, without empty space and overlapping. So if you look at A, this is a triangle, right? So, and then this one got 2 triangle, 3 triangle, 4 triangle, and you can see there's no empty space, there's no overlapping. So this is definitely tessellation. This one is also a pattern of repeating shape, all right, and then there's no empty space, there's no overlapping. So yeah, this is tessellation. What about this? This is a, what do we call it, hexagon, right? And then yeah, it forms a pattern of recurring shape, there's no empty space, there's no overlapping. So I think this is tessellation. What about this? If we look at this, it's also a pattern of recurring shape, right? This is a sector, and then you tambah satu, tambah satu, tambah satu, and it forms a circle. So this is also a pattern of recurring shape. But when I look at the textbook, right? So at first when I do this question, I thought there's no answer because it seems like all this, how to say, all the A, B, C, D got follow the textbook definition of tessellation. Because the textbook definition is a pattern of recurring shape with no empty space in between and no overlapping. So I thought no answer because all these A, B, C, D, they are all pattern of recurring shape with no overlapping and no empty space, right? But then I tried to look more carefully in the textbook. I noticed something. All the example in the textbook for tessellation, they all use polygon. It means it's either a triangle, it's either a hexagon or a heptagon or quadrilateral. Everything is everything is, how do you call it, polygon, right? There's no curved in all the example in tessellation. So I think the answer is D. So I think tessellation, it has to be a pattern of recurring shape, okay, with no empty space and no overlapping, but it also has to be, it also cannot be curved, I think. Yeah. But I try to look at the textbook definition. They just said it's a pattern of recurring shape, right? So I think the answer is D lah. Yeah, I think the answer is D. And the reason being is because it's curved. Yeah, I think that's why the answer is D. So okay, number 40. Let's go. Which of the following is the correct example of type of investment and liquidity level? Antara berikut yang manakah merupakan contoh yang betul bagi jenis pelaburan dan tahap kecairan? What is liquidity level? Okay, liquidity level means liquidity level means able to change to cash. So able to change to cash. All right. So if low liquidity level means very hard to change to cash. If I say high liquidity level means very easy to change to cash. That's what it means, right? So first it says savings, okay, and then the liquidity level, they put moderate. Company shares, they put low. Real estate, they put high liquidity level. Unit trust, they put high liquidity level. So they ask which of the following is the correct one, right? So I think the correct one here, the most correct one, I think it's D, right? I think it's D. So let me explain a bit. Unit trust and company shares, they are almost the same thing. All right, they both have high liquidity level because liquidity, company shares and unit trust, you can convert to cash very easily. Yeah, they have high liquidity level. You can buy the shares and sell the shares anytime. All right, anytime you want. So they have a very high liquidity level. Real estate should be low liquidity level because real estate is like a property, like you buy a house, right? So when you buy a house, it's very hard for you to change your house to money. Okay, so real estate shouldn't be high here, and company shares should be high, but they put low. That's why here is incorrect. Saving, okay, saving. Let's think about this. Saving is like you save money, right? So what do you think is the liquidity level? All right. So if you compare saving to something like fixed deposit, of course, saving will have a higher liquidity level because saving is much more easier to change to cash. Uh, but fixed deposit is like you have to put it there for a certain period, right? You can't just take it out whenever you want because if you take it out, then you will lose your interest, right? So you have to wait until your fixed deposit is reach the maturity value, right? Reach the matured value. So I would say the answer yang paling make sense here is D, right? So remember this: unit trust and company shares, they have high liquidity level. All right. So that's how I would do it. All right. So that's all. See you next video.